Marring the vast swath of the smoothness across the Midwest is a sudden disturbance, a revolt against more level lands. The Ozarks are sometimes called mountains, but they are an altar, a sudden plateau in the plains, a table carved through by many rivers, labyrinthian caves, and abrupt cliffs. Though claiming much of Missouri, the rugged terrain and sectarian culture of the Ozarks spills into 5 states. This is a land of stone and river and wood and beast, not a place for delicate roots to take hold. It is home to foragers, miners, fishermen, and hunters. It is home. It is your home. Specifically, we are at Epiphany Home, a sprawling former orphanage, now a group home, now your home, tucked into the hills of the Ozarks in southern Missouri, in the county of Urbana, outside the town of Strena. It is 2002. You are all 13 years old. You are all in the dark. Behind you, somewhere, is the mansion, with the rest of the children, with Miss Fana, a couple guest teachers, and whatever materials you've clung to from your former life or acquired since. Before you is a twisting path through the oak hickories. Is a beam of light swaying from Mai's flashlight as she focuses on the overgrown trail ahead. Her twin brother, Lon, wants to run away. Each of the twins have bags slung over their shoulders that bounce against their thin frames with each uneasy step forward. The 5 of you did not take bags, but you're seeing them off again. Lan often talks about leaving. Mai always agrees to go with him. Separation is not an option. Lately, you've heeded her requests to see them off when he gets like this, to hopefully talk him out of it. Not directly. Any conversation will usually do. He isn't really a talker himself, but he always seems to change his mind after listening to others share for a while. You're all the same age, and that might be the only thing some of you have in common, but it's enough most days. Eventually, you'll turn around, sneak back into the home. Mama Fana will pretend like she never knew you left, but some of you have a feeling that she did. You wonder why she never stops it. A kid's never left the home, but it certainly isn't due to strict security. Somewhere in the woods, a nightjar calls out, loudly announcing your presence in their part of the wood. But you're careful to stay alert. A wrong step could easily lead into a cave or off a cliff. There's no moon tonight, and the trees haven't lost their leaves yet. You walk in shadows, shadows of trees, shadows of each other. The beams from your flashlights never seem to stretch quite as far as you'd like, though maybe it's for the best. Who knows what you might see out there. Mai leads your midnight convoy, followed by her brother, Lon, and then who would follow her out of the 5 of you?
Probably would.
Zilla. It's mostly quiet as you're concentrating, listening, hearing your breathing, hearing your footsteps through the underbrush. Mai clears her throat. So, glances behind herself, past her brother, towards you, giving you the look of like, let's try a conversation. So what do you plan on doing? You know, once you turn 18, once you're on your own.
I don't know. I'll probably like start or you know what? Probably finish a war. I think I would probably do that. You know, big stuff. You know, just take care of some things. Been working on making some sword. You guys should help me work on making those swords sometime. But you can't do that if you leave.
You still think when you're 18 you're going to be into the sword stuff?
Yeah, why would I spend so much time on it now if I was going to like it in a couple of years?
That's fair. Who do you think is after Zilla?
Jet's probably there.
The beam goes past Zilla towards you. What about you, Jet? Are you taking like the sports thing all the way, or what's up?
I mean, I'm good. Like, I gotta write it out. Like this is scholarship and potential for being a superstar, and maybe bringing good stuff back here. I gotta watch out for everybody.
I feel like everyone says that, but as much as it annoys me to say, I actually see you making it for some reason. Like you said, you're good. Who's
You
trailing
gotta
behind
go.
Jet?
Lenny probably is.
What about you, Lenny?
Can you get that light out of my face first of all? Like
Oh, sorry. Yeah. She turns back and
that. Probably writing, I guess. I mean, reading all these books just seems right. Mysteries, all that other good stuff.
mystery is what you want to write.
Yeah, why not? Crime novels are my stuff. So.
I don't know. That stuff kind of bums me out, but you're kind of a bummer sometimes, but like in a good way,
Hey, how is it in a good way?
Who's after Lenny?
I think Shahid would want to trail at this point.
Yeah, she said, Blue. Speaking of the good way, what's up with you? You gotta be that weird adult living in their mom's basement reading comics?
No. So like, that RC car I've been working on. I got the camera on it and everything like that, and I'm adding that CD player to it. It's gonna be really rad. No, so I met a kid named Trip when we went back into town one time, and his dad owns a Radio Shack. And he said, since I'm pretty good with wiring and, circuitry and stuff like that, I could probably get a job at that Radio Shack, which could probably jumpstart me. We're really close to Texas, because we got like the whole, Silicon Prairie there. So I could probably get a job down with one of the computer companies or something like that, just making, all sorts of cool stuff there, like maybe starting working on some circuitry for some, rockets or something like that,
Shit, I mean, yeah, rockets would be cool, I guess. I guess it pays to be a nerd. Not that you would know, Shahid, right?
Oh, having a big future plan seems like a lot, I'm just gonna do things as they come along. That's the plan. No plans for 18. Nope.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Just fucking take it day by day, I don't know. There's a lot of what ifs and not a lot of answers, and I'm weirdly cool with that, comforted by that. I feel like if you think about things too much, you're just gonna get yourself worried and then make weird decisions. I don't know.
I mean, it's really messed up how we're told, like, since we're, 10, oh, have your life planned out. Figure it all out. You know what to do by the time you're 18, right? You know which university you're going to go to, what you're going to do for the rest of your life, how you want to retire. That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad it's not really like that here. Our folks were definitely like that. And why 18? Why not 20? Something about it not being a round number where like everything sets off. I can't stand it. I don't know. I would feel better with at 20.
It's the 2000s. Like, come on, right? We're supposed to grow past all this 1900s bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, like 18 is divided by 6 as well. You can divide it by 6 multiple times as well. There's also, you can divide it by 2 or 4. It's just a lot of ways you can kind of work with 18. It's kind of a really nice number if you think about it. Sorry.
I mean, I was actually thinking the same thing. Like,
All good, Blue.
this is one of those times I'm with you, Blue.
Well, that's because you all got it figured out, right? You're fucking great at sports. You got stories.
Yeah, I'm trying to run that 4-4-40,
leaking out of your head. You know all this computer shit. So I'm sure AT can't come soon enough for you. Some of us might want to pump the brakes a little bit.
Apparently, I'm a bummer now.
Okay, you know what I meant by that was at this point, if I could have everyone make a wits awareness check.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
You'll start with the skill, and then I'll ask you to add the attribute.
I got 1 crit, so 10 and a 9. So
2 successes.
What was the lowest?
2.
2.
Each of you got 2, Lenny and Blue.
Lenny and Blue.
Successes or 2 on the die?
2 on the die.
Successes.
Sorry,
2
I got-
successes.
I got 2 successes. Yeah.
1.
Jet, as this conversation is happening, you hear a hey.
Anybody hear that?
Now this story is about what happens when you stray off a safe path through unclaimed lands, at least unclaimed by humans, about things that will try to get your attention, pull you from the path. You know it's best to keep your eyes ahead. Hell, it even closed is better than looking where you shouldn't. There's been stories you've been told, specifically since being here about this. But that's when it comes again, that
Now,
That's good.
I'm not trying to make y'all paranoid, but there is something whistling at me, and it doesn't look like a fine honey from what I'm seeing. So I'm uncomfortable, just a little bit.
Where is it coming from?
Are you scared of whistling trees? Is that what I'm hearing, Jet?
It could just be wind. You know.
Nah, this sounded like a person trying to get my attention.
Hey,
Woo-hoo.
that brings up a real good point. Maybe like it's really dark out here, and like it's kind of a new moon and everything like that, so everything's like
Yeah.
real dark. So maybe like my Lon, I know you really want to get out of here, but like maybe we can like hold it off till like tomorrow or the next day. I
Lenny and Blue, you hear a hey, 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 hey.
What?
What? What is that?
Blue, it's definitely
hearing
coming
stuff
from
too?
the right of the path. The Lenny, it's definitely coming from your left.
So we both turn our heads.
Blue's gonna.
Do you look?
Yeah. Blue's
Yeah.
gonna like slowly take off the backpack and like start reaching for like the RC car and going to look towards the right.
Please make me a willpower test.
Ooh, I like that.
Who? Both
I'm
of us?
gonna
Or
don't.
just...
Yes, if you're both looking.
That's 1 success.
Oh,
One success.
willpower. Oh, you got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Each of you peer out towards the source of where you believe the noise is, but you don't actually hear anything. Though Zilla, you hear it. Excuse me. But to Shahid, it sounds like a pardon me, young man. And there's this unnerving sense, a tingling in the back of all of your necks. There's a need to focus on the trail ahead. Feeling like one step off could be your last. Feeling like you need to concentrate on something. You need to think what brings you comfort in this moment, or what brings you distraction. What can fill your mind enough right now to push out that which wants to lure you away. Something is demanding your acknowledgement right now, but every self-preserving cell in your body is screaming, do not look.
Blue just kind of like points a finger forward and goes, my Lon, we can turn around at any point. Lifeguard, Slipstream, North Star, Husk, and just starts listing off like X-Men characters and just kind of like focus on talking about just like while staring straight ahead.
Yeah, they clearly have heard something too, as they're both kind of wide eyes and are just kind of looking back at the rest of you, and there's my nods.
Maybe we should just head back.
Lon is looking straight down. What are you thinking about, Lenny? What are you using to distract yourself or focus on?
She's probably thinking about her dad, probably, at the moment. And all the stories he told about the places he's been. He's like she loves stories. He used to tell her a whole bunch of stories. So she's going down the list of everything that he's ever told her.
A tale, a familiar tale, something that you know, but being able to recite that, find comfort in that, is it's able to fill those crevices that might be distracted by other things. What about you, Jet?
I'm thinking that I need to make sure that nobody strays from the path. It is my responsibility to make sure that everybody gets home okay. Something ain't right, and Jet is not letting anybody out of his sight. And he's like, if I believe her hard enough, everybody can run like Rocket or Smile. Feet of Jerry Rice, agility, hands like Chris Carter. We got this. We'll be all right.
The weight of responsibility starts taking a hold of you. What about for Zilla?
She's probably not allowed to take out like any of the real knives and swords from like the armory training area. So I imagine she's like crudely whittled herself like a wooden knife, and she like takes it out and starts like practicing like hand and wrist movements while she's walking. You could probably hear her muttering a little bit, but you can't quite make out what she's saying.
Shahid, what do you focus on?
I keep trying not to think about the fact that Blue's walking right in front of me.
Probably a familiar mental exercise for you.
Oh yeah. All too used to it.
And that is when all of you hear a crashing, something pushing its way very much through the woods, not moving with it. You hear brush, branches, things breaking and snapping and giving way to something large, heavy, quickly moving, forcing its way through the woods towards your direction.
We should go back.
Jet?
We should go back.
Is that a bear? That sounds like a bear, Jet. Or Shahid. Maybe it's a bear. We're supposed to make noise, right? Make a lot of noise.
Make noise or run like heck back.
I need a
Listen.
willpower check from everyone again.
Oh, cool.
Fantastic. Hey, that's why we come here.
One success. I don't like it. It's just
Two successes. Well, being a little bit nice tonight.
4 for Shahid, 3 for Jet, 2 for Blue, 2 for Zilla. Only 1 for... Am I reading this right? For Lenny?
I only got 1 for Lenny.
You know, I mean, it's something dangerous is happening. You need to get the fuck out of here. Something heavy is crashing through the woods, and you can't help but look to see what the hell is making this noise, what's coming at you. If you're gonna die out here, you're gonna at least see what's going to kill you. And that is when you see it. A shadow, maybe, as your beam passes through the trees. Something moving impossibly quick between the branches. Flying. Not touching a thing, though. Gliding smoothly between the trees, like smoke escaping through prison bars. Not crashing through or running into anything.
Hey guys, maybe we should back down. Come on.
Maybe head back to the home.
Yeah, nice
Yeah.
and quiet, nice and easy.
The rest of you able to not look, to stay on the path, but then turn on the path, because you know you need to head back. As you all turn around and face the other direction, you hear a gasp from Mai. Where's Lon?
What?
Zilla, you're right there. You reach back, and you touch Mai. The fuck is Lon?
I immediately start looking for any trail or track.
Same.
He was just here. Did he hear the thing too?
Did he make me run away? Like, I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear him run away.
No. I know how this shakes out. This is
Just everyone, stay calm. Rule number 1. Rule number 2, we need to find what happened to Lon. So, okay. Um,
And you never quite did. But that's a story for a different time. Welcome, everybody, to Table Goth. Tonight, we're serving Hunter the Reckoning. This is the first episode of our chronicle that we are calling Never Coming Home. Here at Table Goth, we share stories best told in the dark. We've discussed our boundaries, safety tools are in place for the cast. Given the improvisational nature of the story, we cannot predict all content that will be explored, but you can expect violence, cults, manipulation, religious trauma of all sorts, and confronting things that we wish we could forget. We have gathered to tell a dreadful tale, so please take care of yourselves as you keep this in mind. Joining us at this table are professionals who deserve compensation for their performances. This show is going to survive from your generosity, so please help us reach our goals if you can, so our story can continue and these characters might find closure one day. You can find the links to support us wherever you happen to be consuming this. But for now, at this table, let's meet who we'll be dining with, starting with Shahid.
Hey everyone, I play Shahid Muntakim, pronouns he, him, the underground hunter of our little group. And you can find me online at Werewolf Fields and whatever I'm doing up to there. Most people call me Nordine Ali Kadir. My pronouns are also he, him.
Zilla.
Hi, I'm Mandy Morose, and tonight I am playing Zilla Akins. You can find me on Twitter, I guess, and on YouTube with Table Goth under Mandy Morose as well on Twitter.
Jet.
Hey everybody, I'm Prince, also known as Dimples and Dice around the internet, and I am playing Jefferson Jet Tomlin. Better not call him Jefferson. You're gonna get that. Both of our pronouns are he, him, and I am playing our I don't know, vengeance, our bringer of vengeance and pain, and yeah.
Lenny.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shadi Smith-Edwards. I come from the Lovely Craftians podcast. We're on season 4. I play Glenn Bishop. It's a pleasure to be here. I will be playing Lenora Lenny, is what she prefers, Thorne, and she is playing a investigative journalist that's extremely paranoid, but plays it off extremely well.
We have Blue.
Hi, my name is Wes Franks. I'm from Caring Company Studios. You can find me on the internet on Twitter at ThirstTrapMoth. And for this story, I am playing Blue, just Blue, like the color, the entrepreneurial hunter, or what you might know better as a fucking nerd. So, yeah. And their pronouns are he, they as well.
And finally, I am Bully, he, him. I will be the storyteller for this chronicle. Now, please have a seat, mind your manners. The table is set. Our ritual begins now. We are back in the year 2022. Slight future, depending on where you're watching this. It's the fall. We find ourselves with Shahid. Shahid, you're tracking a high value target, a severely wounded, but still quite dangerous target. Luckily for you, the sun is out, and from your vantage point, you can see a van traveling up this winding road that will soon pass you. Inside of this van, you believe to be a creature that will be much more dangerous at night, and nearly impossible to confront should it reach its haven. What would you like to do?
So I assume I'm alone.
You are.
Okay. I'm doing something a bit weird. I'm going to reach out, down beside me and pull out a longbow. You know, the kind you get when you do archery classes in, your university or something. It's made out of bleached wood. It's probably not the greatest. And I'm going to pull out an arrow with a very sharp, pointy tip. And I'm just going to aim for where one of the wheels is going to be.
So,
shot.
You crouch in your position along the side of the road, wait, listening. This is the only vehicle you've seen, so it should be the next one to pass, and prepare your shot, hoping to strike a tire with your bow and arrow. Will you please give me a composure athletics, and you may use your specialty for archery in this.
I'd love to. That would leave me with 5 blank dice. I'm going to use willpower for this. Because, wow.
3
Just
successes.
3 successes.
3 successes remains 3 successes after willpower reroll. But 3 successes is enough. Enough to hit the tire, not in a spot that you're going to get a great, necessarily the exact result you're wanting. But it's going to hit the road a little bit. It's more going to skid into it right at the point of impact rather than being a full stick. But it's enough. But to where the van clearly notices something's wrong. They rock back and forth a little bit. Luckily, they are able to straighten themselves, and they pass. But they eventually, you hear them have to slow down and stop a little ways up the bend. You're going to have to get to them rather than them stopping at you.
Yeah, I immediately get, chased down the van.
So you go running past, again, this kind of winding road to where you see a van sort of, luckily they've pulled off to the side. It's not a proper side of the road or anything here, but they don't want to be in the middle for if another car is to come turning around the corner. And you see 2 individuals out of the van, looking at the tire, having some sort of altercation about what to do about it.
I will have left the bow at my vantage point, so I'm coming harmless.
Okay. Yeah, so you're approaching out in the open then.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you do so, they both turn. One immediately reaches for what you assume to be a sidearm before the one with the cooler head reaches out and stops him. They
Whoa,
look.
what? Yeah. You all right?
Yeah, where the hell did you come from?
I was walking down the street because people walk down the street when it's daytime. Look, I'm trying to lose a couple pounds,
Yeah, I guess so. We're kind of in the middle of nowhere here, but sure. What's going on?
I'm just asking, are you okay? Whoa, that seems like a slash tire.
Yeah, I don't. My friend here swore he saw something flying out of the fucking woods that hit us, and apparently he was right. You wouldn't know anything about this?
I mean, if I knew anything about this, the first thing I'd do, and I'm going to grab the gun that was just pointed at me and try and sock someone in the face.
He does have the gun pointed. He reached for his sidearm but kept it. But you could get close enough to reach for his holstered weapon for sure.
That's what I'm going to do then.
Give me a strength brawl, please.
I'd love to. Oh my god.
This is a double critical with 5, 6, 4 out of your 5 dice were 10s, which is
Eight successes.
8 successes. What does this look like? You can have your way with these two men.
So what do I know anything about them? Like,
These are ghouls. These are ghouls. They're getting a vampire to its haven. There's not a lot of time. You've kind of caught them right in time, but they're trying to get the thing back to the haven so it could heal back up. It had an altercation before with not your team. You're not a team hunter anymore, but you still keep an ear on these things. And you know one got away from the Special Affairs Division. And that one that's got away, you've had to take it upon yourself to track down and finish off.
I'm going to reach down for the gun in the holster, pull it out, shoot the other one while I take this one's face and smash it right into the van.
Full Jason Bourne, yeah, just pulled out 2 squeezes of the trigger just to make sure for his partner. By the time he starts to try to wrestle it back from you, you use his momentum against you, slam his face into the van, and he is out cold.
I really need to get better at the whole lying thing. I'm going to put the gun in my holster it in my belt and walk over to the back van doors and just try and yank them open.
Yeah, you open them up. You see, this is clearly an emergency job. You see just a bunch of blankets and tarps, a pile. Clearly a body is wrapped up in there with enough layers to keep it out of the sun should things go wrong.
Okay, morning time. Let's start with breakfast, shall we? And I yank the thing just straight out of the back of the van and fling it onto the road.
Absolutely. As it hits some of the tarp and blankets unfurling, that smell of decayed, now burning flesh as this creature comes screeching out of its torpor, already just haggard, already very badly wounded in torpor, not just because of its injuries and because it was the daytime. By the time it can even look towards you and start to lead towards you, you're hit with the remains. Not quite old enough to be ash, but this sort of burnt husk of a person sort of thuds into you as they go for like a leap, but then they're dead by the time they start to leave the ground.
I always forget what it's like to order a leg extra crispy. I'm going to close the van door.
You close the van door.
Just shaking their head at me. I'm going to close the van doors and grab the keys from one of the ghouls.
You get the keys. You get a message, a ping on your phone. You glance at it. It's an email forwarded from your civilian account. It's set to do this when certain keywords are used in certain messages to you. This keyword has to do with Miss Fauna. And the person who's the closest thing you've had to a mother and someone you have not seen in over a decade.
What the hell? I crack it open.
And then we find ourselves in Chicago, in an office where Lenny is pouring through reports. Another missing person. Not enough details for detectives to find a pattern, but you have a hunch, more than a hunch, that there is one. There's something here. You just got to find it. And you've been at this for a little while. And let's see what's the result of your days of investigation here. If you can give me an intelligence investigation check, please.
Hopefully this works. Yes.
That is 2 successes. Would you like to re-roll any of that, or are you fine with 2?
I'm fine with 2.
Okay, with 2 successes, you're digging through, and just this range of victims is truly like none of the normal connectors or anything is really, there's no MO you can find, so that's out of the question. They must all be involved in something, and you're going through records and all sorts of things about each of these victims' lives to try to find any thread to pull that will tug each of these people in one direction for you. And you notice your webcam's on.
Oh, okay, Jake. Nothing there. I don't understand this one. That's my cat. But yeah, like, what's going on? What? And then she goes over to her computer to look at it.
Yeah, it shouldn't be on. And you get to your computer, you go to like pull up the program to close it, um, and that's when you're sent a picture of yourself taken from that webcam's vantage point.
Oh no! And then like she like, I'm assuming she has like one of those sliders for her
Sure,
webcam.
sure.
So like she like slides. I was like, I knew I should have always just kept it up. What the hell? And then
Yeah,
she's
you
gonna
usually
try
do, but you slipped up this time.
Yeah, like God damn it. Okay. She's gonna figure out. So like, it seems like a program came up, and I could see like someone took a screenshot of that or took a screenshot of my picture. Can I figure out where that came from or what's going on there? Or
You could certainly try. Give me a wits technology.
cool. All right, hold on. 2 successes.
2 successes again. With this, you trying to sort of trace back this person, and you could tell now that you're looking at your computer, they're running something. They're starting to pull your information. You're actively being hacked right now. You are able to just barely sort of shut this down before they get too much. Unfortunately, with just 2 unable to really get a lot of information back at whoever this person was, but you were able to protect yourself for now, at least. There's more precautions you'll have to make following this. And that's when you see an email. Sorry we missed you.
She's going to like, she doesn't want to click, like she wants to click on it, but she feels like that's like a phishing situation going on at this point. Do I recognize the email address?
No, you do not. But you have the feeling this is them. But that's when you also notice another email. A request for you to return to Missouri to identify a body.
What the fuck is going on here?
This is official. You can tell by the address. It's sent by Urbana County Medical Examiner.
Okay, she's gonna open that one before she takes her computer down to IT to figure that what the fuck that is, and or reach out to her cop contact for forensics probably, because she feels like she's gonna escalate on that one. But she's gonna open the email.
As we do that, we find ourselves in a motel. Who knows where. There is a dead person in the room, though this dead person is taunting you, Jet. This vampire, this biker person that you've tracked down, maybe with some connection for the one you're looking for. You've effectively disabled them in a way that they're not going to be much of a threat to you, but you made sure they could still talk because they got to know something and you need answers. And right now, in their terrible beat up form, they still have this sort of shit-eating grin through some of the blood. He goes, "Yo, man, you're so far over your fucking head. I got people, and you know I got people, and you know I run deep. Let me go now, and I'll make sure I'll give you a head start. How about that?"
Now, you and I both know that ain't really a possibility. Now, you can tell me what I want to hear. I'm going to introduce you a little bit more intimately to Marcia here. And you see a Louisville Slugger that is in Jet's hands with nails going through it. And it looks like it has been through a lot for a baseball bat. And there's sort of barbed wire wrapped around it. And I was like, real intimately. And you see, I know you blanks, y'all still feel pain. And the best part about it is you don't die from it. So I can keep doing this until the sun comes up, that light comes through the window, and you have a real fucking bad time.
Look, I get it. You think I feel bad for you. I do, because you're so fucking confused right now that you don't know.
And Jet just
who you're
socks him right in the fucking face. Just.
All right, you go in, and you can tell he was sort of waiting for that. He was trying to bait you in, and he seemed to have loosened one of his arms. We're gonna say you've messed up pretty bad. The other one you had like handcuffed to a radiator, and he's managed to get out of that somehow. And he's waiting for you to come in, and he's using sort of the edge of it as he swings at it towards you. Give me a strength brawl, if you will.
Absolutely. That's what I live for.
One success on 7
All of
dice.
that. Time for me to blow some willpower. Jesus. Okay.
4 successes total. Much better.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What's this look like? So he comes at you with sort of the jagged part of the handcuff and tries to go right for your throat.
So I imagine Jet still has her reflexes here. So instead of going in for the punch, he just grabs the arm and just twists till it breaks.
So you take the
I want to hear that bone snap.
his good arm, and you hear that satisfying snap as you've disabled it, and he won't be swinging at you anymore. As he sort of yells out, as you know it to be true, they still can feel pain.
Now, Braxton here likes to bite, and he's real protective of me.
I wasn't fucking lying. You got the wrong person. And that's when you hear the banging on the door. I told you they'd find me. There's the banging again, and he just looks at you. He goes, "In here." That's when the door opens. But you've counted for this. It's not the door to your room. It's 2 doors down. You sort of let the blood trail go. And these other kindred kick in a door, and you hear a boom go off from the explosives that you have rigged on the motel a couple doors down from you. You see his eyes go wide. But you also sort of realize in this moment something hits you that this guy doesn't fucking know.
Yeah, no
And
shit.
you've known that too. You're just sort of letting out some rage at this individual, and sort of in this realization, almost coming down from your violence high. You check your phone and you see a bunch of missed calls from Benny, and a text that just says your mom died. Then we find ourselves in New York City at an art preview, selecting pieces for a gallery. There's a painting, last minute selection that was snuck into this that's getting quite a reaction. This is what you do. You know that there's an art to it, but a lot of this is sort of manipulation. It's who you know, it's what you're set up. When you're asked to put a gallery together or sell a piece, there's specific outcomes that are expected. And it rarely truly just matters what's the best painting there. But this new thing has been added to the equation, and people are really reacting to it, and you don't fucking get why. As you look, and you just see sort of people clamored around this individual piece, a very modern art type of thing. Interesting what they do with the textures, very much caked on, not paint. You're not even sure it's a mixed media thing, probably, but it's causing problems. Not only causing problems because of the attention it's getting. The people are getting like, I mean, this is a high society gathering. People are acting a certain way, and they're getting. This is starting to look like Walmart on Black Friday rather than a prestigious art gallery. It's very, very weird.
I snap at my assistant, who I'm sure is probably right where my fingers just went. What what is this piece, and how did it end up here?
Mrs. I've that's what we're trying to figure out exactly. I assumed you knew the individual, and that's why they were able to be involved in your exhibition at such last moment. I was going to question it as soon as I noticed the things, but then I didn't want to question you because last time I questioned you, I got in trouble for that. So I wasn't sure if I should actually say something or just let it go. I assumed you had it under control, but if you don't, I can get involved if you'd like.
So, are you trying to tell me, in a very eloquent way, that someone just walked off the streets of New York and hung up a painting in a gallery worth millions of dollars worth of other things in here?
I'll fix it right now. And she just sort of looks and
Go mark it as sold
she's
and take it off the
smart.
wall.
That's very smart. That's very smart.
Yeah.
She's trying, and you can see she can't even like get through the crowd to get to the picture.
I'm just gonna brush past her in like this airy, like the weird high society like aggression where it looks like you're floating and not being aggressive. Just like waltz past her.
Give me a dexterity etiquette.
I'm gonna join the willpower club. 3 successes.
3, and that's a critical actually, so that's 5 successes.
Oh.
So with this, with all the poise and air of authority, but still with the dexterous maneuvering, you slice your way through the crowd, presenting yourself in front of the painting and in a position of power here. As for a moment, all the eyes are slowly, some of them are being peeled away from this and actually acknowledging you. You might actually have attention of this gaggle of individuals for a moment. What would you like to do?
Do you have any like more descriptions of the painting, or is it just kind of like nondescript in this moment?
Give me a wits occult. 2 successes. That's enough because this isn't your first time running into something like this. Now that you're really looking into it and you're seeing the layers of the sort of material looking through, there's something there. There's something, and you realize the more you look at it, the more it's starting to make you antsy, starting to make you upset and a little bit covetous and different things, but you're able to sort of push this down a little bit, and you realize there's something unnatural woven into this thing that's causing this reaction. And simply marking it as sold or getting it out might not be enough to stop this sort of cacophony of people.
Well, thank you all for coming tonight. I wish all of our art shows and pieces could get as much recognition as this one. It is very lovely, but unfortunately, it's being shipped off for the next art gallery. We really appreciate you coming in this evening, but unfortunately, you'll have to say your goodbyes to this piece. And then I turn to look for my like security guards to like help with it.
I'm sorry. Give me a resolve occult, please. Another 2. Would you like to use willpower?
Yeah.
2, 4 is perfect. You look for your security, instinctively clasp at your necklace, and you can do this. You've done it before, though, not often on purpose. And looking at this painting, you are able to repel, are able to push, just sort of overwhelm whatever weird aura this thing has and momentarily suffocate it by focusing just through your will alone. And in this moment, there is a calm that finally takes place. That people are confused of why they were even really acting like this. A little bit of embarrassment settles in. As security comes in, they start sort of getting things cleared and then get this painting out of the way. They don't seem to be affected by it at all at this point. That is when your assistant is able to sort of come up to you. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Always. I keep telling them they have the wrong number because this doesn't seem right, but someone from Missouri is trying to get a hold of you. But like, I know you have no connection to, like, I don't get it. But they're being really pushy, and they like know your like name and like your name, not just like what you're known by. So it's I don't know. I don't know if you care about it.
Did they say what they wanted?
Yeah, they said they like need you there right away to like identify a body.
Well, have you booked my flight yet?
Uh, yeah. I was just verifying a couple of things. Um, and while that's happening, we're gonna verify things with Blue, who is watching people partying on an impressive boat. Um, watching through the lens of your drone, of course, through your goggles. Um, there's been a lot of weird occurrences at this part of the lake, Louisiana. Correct?
Yeah. So a lot of people will tell you, there's quite a few disappearances happen in New Orleans, especially around Mardi Gras season and Halloween season. But the thing is, the timeline doesn't really line up because people seem to think that it happened due to Katrina and everything around '05. The thing is, it might be exactly the timeline when weird stuff starts going down because maybe those levee walls, they're 23 feet above seawater, so sea level. So what that thing is, maybe water was the only thing that those levees were supposed to be keeping out. So I've been kind of staking out this place, and he's talking into a recorder. And he goes, so I've been kind of keeping an eye on this one area to see if there's anything that's kind of been lurking around, kind of pulling people in, stragglers, homeless people, partiers, things of that nature.
Yeah, you've got some strange readings from the water. You've been looking at the data, always the data, right? Data doesn't lie.
Yeah.
And you're thinking this might be the time and place from some of the stuff you've parsed together. And sure enough, switching to an infrared through a drone, you're watching for a while. It's mildly entertaining seeing these people. Obviously, this is quite an expensive boat. Someone's showing off, but they're brand new. They're out of towners, definitely showing off in the lake. Quite a few of them on there. Some aren't really buying it, but you got your drone far enough away where no one's really paid attention to you, luckily. And you're just sort of a voyeur in this situation. Which is when you see multiple forms start to ping, start to show up, and start to surround this boat. There's a cluster of them by the engine, which shuts off. Now that the boat was just sort of idling anyway. They weren't smart enough to turn their own engine off. But you have a decision to make here. You might be in a situation where you're about to get proof of something. But also, you might be a situation where if you don't use your drone to alert these people that something's going on, you might be watching as something terrible happens. What would you like to do?
Can't get the fucking police involved because they're going to be weighing over their heads and things of that nature. And I can't really have anybody on the ground right now to call. So I got to think fast. Come on, Blue, you can do this. All right. Okay. Thinking. Okay. So they're fish creatures, aquatic. They probably go to the depths. It's nighttime. Lights. Okay. So I'm going to try to hack into the marina, kind of, the power grid for the marina, kind of see if I can affect any kind of lights or alarms or things of that nature that's nearby this boat. Maybe start having spotlights in the marina, the dock, start kind of flashing towards the water, or maybe have some sirens go off. Nothing too crazy, but something,
Give me a wits technology.
Perfect. 6 successes.
6 successes. So you're able to drop your goggles for a second. You already were sort of in the system, just waiting in case you needed to do something like this. And you're able to run the programs you need to turn on some of the emergency lights, essentially, some of the backup stuff. Sudden hit along the coast. Nothing super close. They're out there a little bit, but enough where it's definitely a distraction. The people on the boat notice, and these readings you're getting remain still for the most part.
All right. Okay. That's going to help out. What I need to do is probably chum up the water a little bit. So I'm going to try to get into the sewer system. And along the levee ways, they have a little bit of like a flow valve that goes out. So I'm going to try to disturb the water around there a little bit by opening and closing the valve rapidly to see if that can draw those figures away from the boat.
Absolutely. I'll say keeping your 6 successes, you're able to start doing that. creating the distraction. Definitely, like I said, chumming the waters, creating something that draws the attention of whatever these creatures are. They linger for a moment, but eventually it is enough to where they seem to think better of whatever's going on, and they start to slowly move elsewhere. Give me a wits awareness.
2.
2 is enough for you to notice, but not enough to notice in time. As because you have your stuff off now because you're in the system, and that's when you kind of, now that there's lights that are going kind of across the lake and illuminating your area a little bit where you're across from that, sort of in the woods, you see another drone. This drone is clearly watching you though. It doesn't take 2 seconds for you to, I mean, you know who this is. This is fucking Sam. There's another cryptid hunter in the area who's always fucking competing with you on this shit. And lately, instead of them trying to actually find the shit, they're just trying to find you, knowing you find the shit.
Blue is going to immediately take the goggles off and is going to set them down beside them. And is going to stand up from the lawn chair that they were sitting in on top of the roof while they're set up, and is going to immediately like wave at the drone, look at it, double flick it off, and then turn around and drop trowel so it gets a full moon.
Amazing. From your vantage point, full moon at the moonlit lake, a 2 moon kind of night, you are able to see where a message comes in on your computer. The message saying that Mama Fana, as you knew her, is deceased, and you're being asked to come in and identify the body.
Just gonna send a thumbs up emoji, and then is gonna bring up a secure chat room function, and is essentially gonna send a message to Sam that says, "Got you dead to rights, fucker. You better hope I don't get my hands on that drone."
Amazing. And as we fade from that scene, the next scene we see is we are indeed at the medical examiner's office, in a little town called Strenna, Missouri, very south, nearly on the border with Arkansas, where for some of you, maybe not all of you, this might be your first time seeing each other in quite a while, maybe 15 years. As the 5 of you are gathered in this medical examiner's office, not quite led down, but waiting for everyone to be there before you're asked to be brought down to identify a body. And that is where we will take our first break. We will be back for this happy reunion very shortly. Bye. We are back in the present day, as our group has gathered in the medical examiner's office of Urbania County. All 5 of you. First, let's set the scene here. This place is not large or impressive by any means. It's just a single sort of government building where they just have a bunch of different little stuff like this in it. And you guys are in the lobby. I don't imagine you would have arrived together, but it's at this moment where the last of you has arrived. Who do we think would have shown up first?
Blue
Maybe me. I'm trying to.
Blue would have shown up first because Blue's trying to get this over with.
Let's do Blue. This is just for purpose of our introduction. So what's Blue look like? Everyone, you're all the same age as we know. You're all 33 years old now. It's probably been a minute since you've been around here. So what's Blue looking like these days?
Blue is tall and gangly with a dark mop of hair, you could call it, that sits under a blue beanie. Wears comfortable yet stylish clothing, somewhat streetwear adjacent, but it seems like it has plenty of pockets. Will wear like joggers with boots, things of that nature. is currently wearing similar sunglasses to me, these amber lens sunglasses, has a headphones on and constantly in his phone, checking on things, gets constant updates on things that are happening in Metri. Just trying to stay on top of things. Probably walks into the medical examiner's office and is constantly has the mannerisms of a former smoker. Is constantly tapping their fingers together, fidgeting. Will repeatedly take pulls from a vape because that seems more socially acceptable nowadays than smoking. So, but just kind of seems on edge, around the edges, on edge, trying to maintain cool, calm demeanor, but it's not working. And probably just walked in immediately, walked straight to the front desk.
Yeah, walked in. Immediately has to wait for the rest. Where you would have seen who's our next? Lenny, Zilla. Let's say Lenny. What's Lenny looking like?
So Lenny has normally long, curly black hair, except for like a little patch of white hair behind her ear. It's a birthmark that like she's had for as long as she's been alive. She used to like wear her hair down to hide it, but now she like wears it with pride. So her hair is usually in a tight ponytail up, usually shoulder length, but she has it up. She normally just kind of looks city girl casual, which is a leather jacket, white tank top, jeans, and like knee-high boots. She has very like calculating, dark gray eyes, dark skin, and she kind of like looks like as put together as you would like. She's very much about appearances at the very least, to look put together, but she probably isn't. We all know this about her, but no one knows about it at a glance. She walks in and kind of just like doesn't observe anything. She just also beelines it to the front area for different reasons. She needs to know what happened, needs to get to the truth because that's her MO. So she doesn't even notice Blue sitting in the waiting area probably.
Yeah, they don't have any answers for you, at least not yet. But you're happy. They're more than happy to have you wait and have someone else talk to you, someone who knows more than them.
All right. Thanks. And then goes over towards someone that looks very blue. And I don't think she's seen Blue with blue hair, has she?
Oh, Blue has like dark hair, but there's probably like former like blue highlights.
Okay.
It's like the terms of it. A blue beanie, but yeah,
and glasses, like
glasses. Yeah, the amber lens glasses looks very out of place in a country medical.
yeah, like
office.
so she turns around, looks at them, and is like, "I know you, right?"
Oh no, I'm not into like MLMs or anything like that. I'm sorry.
Really?
I'll check.
What? Wait. Looks at like the blonde strand, the white strand, goes, you're Lenora?
Lenny, but
Lenny.
Blue. I couldn't tell because you were literally most of your face was covered up. You got glasses and like your hair's in a beanie. Hi.
Hi. Yeah, you can tell that bloodshot eyes, kind of, and like driving all night type of stuff. Hasn't slept in a while. Sorry, I'm just gonna stand up and like semblance of like a hug or something.
Yeah, also like awkwardly hug. It's good to see you. You look tired, but probably from traveling. Same.
Yeah, no, I had some data packets I had to do for work, and then on top of that, then I'm having to handle, just living life, and then get a message saying you have to come back to Missouri, and
yeah,
identify
the body. Yeah.
Zilla, please save us from this awkward encounter.
Indeed.
Um, Zilla would have changed from her like traveling outfit, which would have been slightly more comfortable, like in their car that they took, to a like some obscure like up and coming designer in New York, like all black jumpsuit that's like really billowy throughout. So you can't quite get like a hold of what her like frame is built like. Um, she's pretty athletic, like slim, dexterous kind of build, but much stronger than you would think. But she doesn't let that be revealed in her clothing for the most part. And then she has just like these really like fine chains running all over her outfit. And then much larger ones that hold like these weird decorative, like small cases on her back. And then one slightly larger one that conceals a blade. But it's kind of woven into her metal outfit that she has on. She kind of just again storm strolls into the place, sunglasses still on, clicking on her phone. Doesn't really look up to see who else is in there.
Yeah, you get up, you're given the same instruction, just to please wait over there with the rest of them. Where you see the rest of them.
Zilla?
Blue?
That obvious, huh? Uh, are you like an art teacher now or something? Like,
Think that
Full
she's
player.
more than like an art teacher, to be honest.
oh,
She's famous. Yeah.
Yeah. Blue, do you live in some old lady's basement like we all thought you would, or do you have your own basement you live in?
I have my own basement. Thank you very much. It is very
Well-
comfortable.
Lenny, you were half right. Half right.
Yeah, I think I deserve that. I'm sorry. I haven't kept in touch with everybody for a long time. I've been kind of focused on myself. It's good to see you, Zilla. I hope. Fantastic.
Who would be next?
I think I'll take the role of second to last.
Okay.
Yeah, Shahid comes in wearing a large instrument case slung across his back, kind of dressed like he's been on the road for a bit. There's definitely like dust over the leather bicycle jacket he's wearing. He's dressed all in white and black, right down to the black boots, tucked in black army pants. And the dude carries himself a bit too well. You know, like kind of like certain cops carry themselves. He's got warm brown skin, a dark beard, and underneath the cap, matching hair that is pretty much a grown out buzz cut, practically verging on far too curly. Instead of going to the front, though, I think I'll walk in a little bit, notice everyone else waiting, and go directly to them instead. Well, you all look alive, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing, Lenny?
Doing good. How are you?
I've been riding for too long. I feel like my legs are jelly.
Are you a suit?
What do you mean?
Like, and she like just does it once over. Like, you carry yourself like,
Like a spook.
yeah.
You are really out of the loop, huh?
Mm-hmm. Aren't we
wanna-
all?
I went to Quantico for a little bit.
Oh.
Became a cop, realized cops suck, and left.
Always
They
figured.
do. They do.
Always figured it was gonna be a cop or Olympic archer.
I mean, should I be insulted? I'm not sure.
no,
They
no.
both, no. But yeah,
Doing-
it's good to see you.
It's good to see you. too.
Entirely
I'm surprised
accurate
they called
because
all of us, though. And yeah,
I pronounce things differently when I'm reading.
you think Maya's coming?
Well, I just hope mine's as far away as possible. Hopefully.
We were all as far away as possible, then we showed up here. Speaking of which, how's New York City?
than I would if I
Loud,
was just.
dirty, angry. Same old, same old.
Just like the movies, then. That's good to hear.
Some things they portray accurately.
You okay? I haven't heard hide or hail, well, anything from you in a while.
Yeah, just living my life.
You know, we used to all be a lot closer than this. What the hell happened, huh?
Taxes.
Life?
I was gonna say living life.
Yeah.
Getting married, having kids, all that jazz.
Jefferson?
Jet.
Oh, please don't call me that.
And yeah,
Should
that's when you
he
see
do
him
better?
walk out from the bathroom.
Y'all talking real loud, or is it just real loud in this place? The lights loud? I feel like the lights are loud.
Have you
The
been
lights
here
are
the
on.
entire time?
Oh yeah, I was sleeping on the floor a little while ago. Yeah, I guess y'all
You were
missed me.
sleeping on the floor in
Drunk
the
and
bathroom
disorderly?
or in this area?
Not sure.
God,
Um,
Jet, what happened to you, man?
Do you need some
You
water?
know what happened.
Yeah, I know what happened, and all I'm gonna say is this thing is gonna kill you if you keep on going down this.
Do you
Nobody's
need
killed me
water?
yet, and I didn't killed a bunch more of them than they ain't killed me.
Stop
I'm
talking to
fair.
me, start talking to Lenny. Ask you if you need water. Come on.
Do you need water?
No. And Jet pulls out a flask and
Lenny like literally like rolls her eyes and then like I'm assuming like since this is like a communal area, there's probably like one of those like self-serve water tank things, and she's gonna like pull out a paper cup and she's like, just have 2 of these before you do finish that.
that stuff tastes weird.
It's water.
It's Midwestern water. It's
Here,
not the
take
same.
it, Jet.
And
Look.
Braxton pushes him a little bit up towards you.
Yeah, so what's Jet looking like? What's this dog looking like?
So Jet actually, if you've seen The Harder They Fall, Jonathan Majors in that movie, that's kind of what Jet looks like. He is wearing a cowboy hat right now, mostly kind of tilted down low to cover his eyes. His beard is scraggly. His eyes are bloodshot. Either it's because he's been drinking or he's been crying. Who knows? His jeans look a little dirty. Maybe there's blood on them in this Timberlands. You don't know. Maybe it's just dirt. And he has this big white pit bull looking dog with him. And he's like, so this here is Braxton. He's my best friend forever. And none of you can take his place.
We wouldn't dream of it, Jet.
But I missed y'all so much. It's so good to see y'all.
Too. And then like Lenny's
How
gonna
y'all
like
been?
look at Blue because this is like
Blue's just like staring at Jet and just going, "Hey, you first you said the K word around here. Maybe not the best place to start talking. Killing? What are you? We'll talk about it later. But maybe you need like a change of clothes or something. I've got a bag out in my car.
Oh, my truck's out there. I got a call. I was doing a thing, and I had to get out of there fast. And so I came here immediately. And then when I got here, no one was here, and so I figured, well, I don't have to drop no more. So when in Rome, drink a lot.
I don't think that's the actual saying, but I understand where your brain went.
You look like you've been rode hard and hung up wet to dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, things have been difficult for me the last few years. And Jet just kind of looks over at Shahid. So, y'all been in there yet?
No.
We were
Rachel
told
was
to
saying
wait.
Yeah.
yeah, y'all listening and stuff. Like, I remember when we used to be like rebels and shit, and we used to just go do stuff.
We were also 13.
Yeah.
Man, I became
Yeah.
a cop. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
Z, you're really quiet.
No, I was just trying to figure out how long this conversation was gonna go on.
That's what I'm trying to figure out too. And then like Lenny's gonna go up.
Oh, we
to
don't
the-
gotta do all the soft stuff. We can come back to that later. Let's go see Mama.
With this, you can see a couple is being brought into the room. They look grief-stricken. Obviously, they are also coming from identifying a body, it seems. They are there with a woman in looks like a lab coat type of thing. You assume is probably the medical examiner, and then someone in a deputy's uniform. The individual in deputy's uniform says, we'll get. If there was any foul play, we'll get to the bottom of it. Don't you worry. But unfortunately, this just seems like a truly severe accident, and my heart does go out to y'all. We'll be in touch. You know, we got everything set up for you at the community center. People are already bringing down some steaks and stuff for you. I saw Mr. Langley had a. It'll be all right. Y'all just get home, relax, rest. I'll drive over there if you need me to. Then the two just sort of nod. You can see the couple sort of, the husband consoling the wife a little bit before they make their way out of the building. The deputy looks towards you guys. Well, I'll be. He just sort of looks at you.
You look like Sheriff John a little bit.
No, it's and he sort of taps. Y'all see this individual. This sort of gangly, big old smile, kind of thin hair that's tried to be pushed back a little bit to be look professional, right? Not the usual buzz cut that an officer would have. Not much of a chin to speak of, long neck, but uniform's a little too big on him. But it says Wells where his little name tag is. Deputy Wells. It's me. It's Presley.
Yes, Preston,
And
we know.
Those of you who you all were schooled at this group home, but there were opportunities to do extracurriculars and things like that at some of the local schools. Jet, you would certainly. I don't know if you'd remember this individual, but he seems to mostly be looking at you. And he goes, I was a freshman when you were a senior, but man, there wasn't much room for the rest of us out in the field. But goddamn, I remember Jet, right? And that's what you did. You Jet. Man, I never could keep up with you. But man,
Yeah, not too many
y'all
people
back in the
could.
flesh, right? Oh man, this is look at y'all full grown city looking folk. He refers to Zilla. Real interesting. And I like your hat, Blue. You still go by Blue? I know if that was like a kid thing or if you got like an adult name now.
Name's Blue.
I always liked Blue. I wish I had a nickname. Well, a nickname that I would have got to pick that wasn't as mean. Man, y'all
Okay.
here in the flesh.
Listen,
Yeah.
Press, I don't mean to be a dick, but you brought us here to look at a body. Maybe we should be looking at the body before you dig yourself up any deeper.
Oh, right. You're all here to that's fortunate business.
Oh, let this
Unfortunate
man do what he
business.
does. He wants to just talk and
you're
reminisce
right.
and
Actually, I heard you
remember things.
You know the law better than any of us now. Wow. But yeah, it's you no, yeah, there's procedures and stuff, and if you want to take this all procedure like, we can do that. Yeah, this way. Unless y'all got questions for me, wonder what I've gone up to. Deputy now. Wow.
I
We can talk
imagine what
about
comes
that
with
later.
Presley. Yeah.
Yeah, pulling people over, looking for shit to get in trouble with, that sort of thing. You know.
Yeah.
That's just what we've been doing. Is a joke,
I
right,
have a
Jed?
farm.
Oh, yeah. We'll let's get you down there with Deborah, and we'll get you sorted. Plenty of time to catch up later. I'm glad to see you all back. I'm sad to see it's under these circumstances, but seems to be common. It seems like no one's coming back here for any good reasons anymore.
How'd you find her?
I'll let the examiner discuss that. This
Not
way,
bad,
please.
huh? Sure.
Yeah, and he'll take you down to the medical examiner's office, where you're greeted by this individual, Deborah Longwell. You've seen her face because she's got an advertisement outside of town. Says "Live well, long well." She's a doctor and a real estate agent, and she's there. You see, she's filling out some paperwork. She's just covering one body, as she steps up to another to uncover it for you.
Can I
Can
see
we
if I can
see
notice
that? Yeah. I was like,
anything about that other body?
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. All of you give me a wits awareness.
I'd love to.
Or no, wits investigation, sorry.
That's actually the same roll for me.
3 for Shahid. 2 for Blue. 3 for Jed. None for Zilla. 3 for Letty. Threes. You notice it was a young man. It was a body that was, you assumed, probably found out in the element. You can see very swollen features, almost waterlogged as well. Quite a few lacerations. Nothing deep, but just a lot of minor cuts along the face and torso before they finished pulling it up. And you notice, like, set next to the head is almost like an oily, like a blue-black feather. You sort of get a glimpse of that before they cover the body. Yeah, Blue, you would notice some of that, but not the details. You sort of just got like, okay, it was like a young man probably left out. You didn't really get the cuts or the feather or anything like that. And Zilla, they all crowded around before you really got a chance to see shit.
Yeah, as soon as like just clock it, but as soon as the sheet's covered, like immediately attention to Ma.
Yeah, English says this is obviously can be hard for some people to see, but I will let you know y'all are fortunate that Ma is quite old, though she did not pass of old age, but she looks more or less how you remember her, I assume. We just need to make sure it is her. No one's seen her in well over a decade, so.
Was she passed from?
Well, first let's make sure it's her, and she reveals where you see it is her, looking quite an elderly woman. She was old when you guys do her. She's always been an old woman, but this is like an ancient looking creature you see here. This last decade has not been kind to her. You didn't see much change in her the whole time you knew her, but it's like all of that caught up to her now.
Consider her identity confirmed.
Yeah.
Doc.
Uh, okay, yeah, that's
Jet.
her.
Jet.
Jet, you.
I'm good. Good. Mm-hmm.
Jet, you're not good. Man, you're not good. You don't need to be good. It's okay.
Miss Debbie, how was she found?
I mean, out in the woods, right outside Stone property. It This is gonna sound weird, but we think there might have been something off with her brain towards the end there. You know how old people get, start wandering around, forgetting things and whatnot. There have been a few reports of her spotted wandering around strange parts in some of the adjacent towns and whatnot. She abandoned her y'all's home a while ago.
Where
But
was she laid up?
we don't know where she's been or what she's been up to. Most people thought she left town, and then every once in a while you'd spot her somewhere.
Sorry. How exactly did she pass? Like, this is kind of dodging the question.
She choked on a. Well, she just kind of pulls a little tray over, and you see a pretty simple looking like stick. Choking on a stick. I don't know if she tried swallowing her or what, but found this thing lodged in there. No signs of like forced entry though. Just straight up like she tried swallowing the damn stick and it got stuck. And this is why you don't eat sticks.
So what you're telling us is that, like, you thought that she went senile and wandered around in the woods and choked on a stick.
Got hungry, saw a stick, tried to eat the stick. Yes. I mean, she had other health issues. For a woman of her age, she's not in the worst shape. Was she a smoker? To all of your knowledge, you've never seen her smoke.
No. She used to tear my hide when she saw me sneaking off with cigarettes. No.
The most the woman did was like a glass of port on a Saturday.
She might have picked it up, when the mine started slipping. Her throat.
Nothing about this seems right.
Homeless and wandering
Doctor.
around the woods.
So you don't know
this don't
where
seem
she
right.
was staying. You don't know where she was living. Is there any way we can find out?
I don't know. We've pulled some of her details here. She's just kind of flipping through the file.
Doc, hold up. Sorry.
Got her name. Her Beatrice was her name. Beatrice Fana. Got a birthday, January 5th. Quite old. Looks like she was in her 90s here at the end. Which is no age to be wandering around the woods. Do you know she was Italian?
No.
Hey, you said that you think she was a smoker. Why do you think she's a smoker?
Her throat when we were digging out the stick. It's coated. It's like a damn chimney. Like I think she really smoked a lot there towards the end.
Okay, but she was a homeless woman wandering around the woods alone, not seen anywhere. How could she get cigarettes?
Beats me.
I'm just.
Yeah, this is not your job. I understand, but clearly you ain't putting the pieces together to this puzzle, Doctor. None of this is making sense. You just go. I mean, I know the easiest answer is usually the best answer, but this sounds like some straight up BS.
Yeah, it's sad. It's real sad. Don't I know it? But this is her.
Did you do a more extensive search into what would cause this
I need
kind
to get
of
out of
damage
here.
to the lungs, please?
Someone passes this age. I mean, if not for the stick we found, we wouldn't even have done this examination. These things are natural. You're asking me to do more? Yes. How would you like to convince her?
I'm gonna give you a natural ass whooping if you keep telling me these bad fucking answers. None of this makes sense, Doctor.
Hey, Jet,
And you know
Jet,
none of it doesn't make
Jet.
sense.
Jet.
Lenny, you can give me a charisma persuasion. Shahid, you had
And
something?
Jet just walks out.
I'd like to roll to see if I know anything that would cause that kind of smoke damage down the throat other than smoking. Like a medicine.
Yeah, give me
Wait, got one
a
success.
wits medicine. You got
I got one.
2 successes.
Oh,
'cause you
no,
got
2
that-
successes.
Yeah, 2.
Okay.
That hunger dice, yeah.
you have hunger dice for some reason.
Why do
If you go down to
I'll
the
take it
bottom of your
away.
sheet,
I took it
Okay,
away.
thank you.
So you got 2 successes. Shahid also 2 successes.
Is there anything with the stick that I can like see?
At a glance, not really. No, it truly
Okay.
just looks like a plain stick. There's a little bit of like black residue on it. It's maybe from like it's wet. Something fished out of a throat for sure. Yeah, she just sort of looks at you, Lenny, and says, "I'll give her another pass through, but I think you. I understand this is close to y'all, and you might be wanting more than there is, but sometimes weird things just happen, and that's just
Is it
straight
possible you can
narrow.
also send me that medical file? Here's my email address, and then like she fishes out her card.
Yeah,
If you don't mind,
yeah.
I appreciate that.
That's
Thanks.
She the only thing I could think of she did. There's a big hearth in the home, the Epiphany home. That's she tended to pretty religiously. It was sort of this important symbolic thing to always have the fire going, always have a warm, welcoming home. Maybe like years of doing that, she might have inhaled just smoke from a actual fire.
so Doc,
It's strange, but it's the closest thing you can think of.
you say that she hasn't been home for like better part of a decade. You sure about that?
Yeah, I mean, there are places like it's a den of depravity these days.
Den of depravity.
What?
Look, sheriff or deputy can tell you more about this. I got more bodies to identify though.
You have more bodies to identify?
Yeah, we try to knock them all out at once, and we had a full day schedule.
How many people have been dying in this town? the
Yeah,
past
like,
month?
wait, is this normal that like there's this many? Granted, like we haven't been here in a while, but is this normal that like this many bodies?
No, for a town. I mean, this town is about a town of about 1,500. So this is
Yeah, I thought so.
it's odd.
How many people are dying recently?
I mean, any death's not a good thing, but I mean more than before. Like I said, it's been a regular reunion here. People coming back into town have to do this. It's nice to see y'all again, but unfortunate under these circumstances.
Thanks, Deb. I'm gonna go
Thank
follow
you.
out right after Jet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, right outside is Deputy Wells, who Jet, when you come storming out. Oh, Jet, you all right?
No.
That's a dumb question. Of course he ain't all right. It was her though, I guess. Yeah, that's why you're like I keep asking these
They
questions.
told me that she choked on a stick and she was wandering around in the woods by herself like some like senile old person. Now I don't believe it. None of this is adding up. And apparently there's a bunch of dead people here and I'm going to find out what's happening.
Oh, I mean, that's not your jurisdiction exactly, Jet, but
I don't care. Clearly, y'all don't know what you're doing. And me and Braxton are going to take care of this. And you can, stay behind me because I'm too fast to catch up with.
I mean, you always were very fast, but I don't want anyone getting in trouble. You're new in the town. Just settle in. Just settle in.
New in the
We'll
town
catch
is my
up.
home for most of my life.
Yeah, we're glad to have you back. Fortunate under these circumstances, but we're glad to have you back.
Jet's gonna walk out. Press.
Yeah, I don't think he should be driving right now.
He's not gonna be driving. It's fine. we got a lot to take care of here, and I've got things to do. But like, I gotta ask you a question, man. You know,
Yeah.
like just why weren't you doing wellness checks on her?
We would. I mean, I didn't know she was around to check on. Like I said, you'd hear about her now and then, and you go to make sure. Like, I mean, she was good folk, and every time I went to try to see, like, oh, there's a report of her hanging out by this bridge or that cave, I go look, and I didn't find a thing.
So okay, nobody thought to contact any of us about maybe Deborah's saying something about identity depravity in our own home and things like that. Like Epiphany's been turned into some kind of whorehouse or something like that.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but some of the local kids, they get bored, and it's a mighty nice place, but it's kind of left to disrepair. So some of them, we block the road. They're not supposed to be up there. I check every so often and try to clear it out.
Okay, this is
You
clearly-
I'm supposed to take you, actually all of you. I don't sort of step in the room. Actually, if y'all have a moment, and this is official, I guess we could start with the next step, which is we've already got the lawyer. Kind of, we wanted the stuff ready for you. You could go meet with
What?
her and talk about. She left y'all stuff.
What? What do you mean she left us stuff?
Well, she's
What
dead,
family?
and she had a will and testament, and you're in it.
Okay.
All of
Deputy.
us are in it? There were other kids.
I know. I thought too. I'm like, man, we're gonna have a whole damn town reunion here for people coming to get because the lady was rich, but no, it was just y'all.
What about
Deputy.
Harmon?
Well, Maya.
Oh, and Maya, but she ain't showed
Oh.
up to this. We requested. We sent
Oh.
her. Tried to get a hold of her. Nothing. Nope, nothing left. Nothing left for Harmon. I thought that was kind of messed up too, to be honest. But hey,
Yeah, I mean, God took care of the.
Deputy, when someone's in a will, you should probably tell them on the phone call so they're prepared on the way over here.
well, we weren't sure
Yeah.
if it was her who died or if it was a different old lady. So we weren't, if it wasn't her, we didn't want to start this whole process. But now that we know it's her, we could continue with the
How would
process.
you not? Wait, I have a question. Why wouldn't they know it's her? Because like it looks like her, right?
Yeah, we just haven't.
It's
I mean,
just
no,
like
no one's seen. I mean, she's been like no one's really seen or talked to her in like
Okay.
well over a decade. We just had to be sure.
Okay, never mind. Let's just get us
Yeah.
to see this lawyer.
She didn't come out of their home very much, even like back in the day. Most of us didn't see her much. You all grew up with her, so we figured you'd know. And you're in the will anyway, so we figured 2 birds, 1 stone, and all that. Not to be insensitive.
yeah, sure.
Great detective work, Deputy.
Thank you.
Can we? Yes, just
Yeah, if y'all want
Alright.
to follow me,
Yeah.
if you got vehicles and stuff, I'll take you over. Miss Zara should be set up at her office already. I'm sure we could pop on in.
okay.
Anybody want to drop me in Braxton? Because I don't
I
think
can
I'm in
drive
best
you. We can
shape to
catch
do
up.
that. No. No.
I'll drive.
Yeah, I'm on a bike. So.
You have a bike?
Bike?
God, that's cool. Like a motorcycle.
Yeah.
There's a motorcycle. He's probably got like one of them
Like a pedal bike or a motorcycle bike? 'Cause I
or
imagine a cooler situation.
Kawasakis or
I have a motorcycle, Lenny.
Thank you. I just wanted to clarify because the image in my head was completely different. Jed, let's
That's
go
good
on ahead.
detective work, Lenny. All right, y'all follow me.
I mutter under my breath, Jesus.
Yeah, and so Jet's riding with Blue.
Just riding with Lenny.
Lenny.
Or Lenny.
Yeah.
Everyone else hopping in and heading over or following. Where he'll take you not far. I mean, essentially this town is there's a town map, but it's essentially a main street. There's a main street where the government building is, what's left of the shops. Everything can be found essentially on this single strip in town. There's not a lot of other roads, and the others are sort of more residential or a couple of the bigger built like factory-like buildings. Most aren't really used anymore. So it's a very short drive down Main Street to where you arrive at a couple new buildings you've seen. There is an African grocery store. There's a mosque in town now. And those of you who might have looked into the town since then, you know that with the inclusion of a factory a food processing, a chicken factory here. Some migrant workers, some refugees from Sudan and Somalia and some other places have recently arrived in the past 10 years to work here and drastically change the population of the town. And it seems they're settling in, or at least having their own businesses and stuff here. These are new additions, definitely, from when you've been here before. But you arrive. Deputy Wells walks you in and introduces you to a lawyer. She is Hanizarov, a don't remember which family she was from. Somalian woman with a headscarf, makeup, but younger than you guys probably. Probably fresh out of law school. You'd imagine this is someone who's in fact a lawyer. But just large, sort of pretty eyes. Definitely a professional sort of demeanor about her, though. This law office is not impressive. It's well taken care of on the inside, but it's an old Main Street building in a little podunk town. It's essentially just the main room and then her office in the back. Doesn't even seem like she has an assistant or anything of the sort. And the deputy just sort of strolls right through and knocks on the door. Say, hey, I got the kids from the adults now from the home, the fauna stuff. And you just hear her say, yeah, thank you. I guess let them in. I'll pull their stuff up. And he goes, y'all want me to stick around or?
I'm good. We're good. Please
Good.
don't. Not right now.
Press.
Yeah.
Can you have your pa call me?
Why?
I just need to talk to the the officer detective in charge of her case. Oh, I didn't mean to. Are you the officer?
No, I'm a deputy. I mean, we do a lot of things. We're not necessarily in. I mean, we do have a
Got it.
detective. I mean, anything. I can answer any questions you might have. Probably. Blue, go ahead and give me a charisma persuasion.
Got it.
With 3.
Ooh yeah.
Tell he looks a little uncomfortable. He's like, yeah, I can. I'll let the sheriff know that you're interested in speaking to him.
Thank you, deputy.
Thank you. And Presley Wells will take his leave.
Gonna look over at Zilla and just go.
Leaving you with Mr. Off, who doesn't have enough chairs here. She goes, you see what I'm working with here. There's a couple of chairs out there if you want to pull them in. We could get started.
It's okay. I'll stay.
Do you mind dogs?
Oh, that's a dog. Is he friendly?
No, it is a wild monster. Roar. Yes, he's friendly.
Jet's a bit just a bit under the weather for the
Mr. Tomlin, have you been drinking?
But yeah, this is a tragedy.
Some
Okay.
water, maybe.
Yeah, if we could get him. I have some coffee. It's not fresh, but let's drink this. And she'll, she's a
You
little
won't have
coffee.
me
a little
drinking bad coffee?
machine
I
next
guess
door
not
that she'll
Starbucks.
hand you a cup from. Please. You could tell as she gets close to you to hand, like the smell of you hits her a little bit that she tries not to react to, but can't quite help. Blinks it back and hands you the cup.
And Jack just starts chugging the coffee like it's not hot or black or awful.
This is highly unorthodox, but I guess you're all here, and you want to just proceed with what's been left. It's strange, but I don't really know what to say to you in a circumstance like this. I'm not the one who's supposed to make you feel good. Hopefully, you guys can figure that out. It's a very
It's okay. You just
interesting
off the Band-Aid.
situation with this group home and this woman and all of you, because I understand there was many children who went through this process, but Mai, does anyone know where Mai is? Mai
No.
Strickland?
Yeah, that's her name.
Mai's no.
You know Strickland was not her last name last time you knew her.
Oh,
Did Ma get married?
Maybe she got married.
Yes, according to my records.
Mai's not here.
Yeah,
She didn't show up to the police station either.
Okay, we'll proceed with the rest of.
we'll try to get in contact with her.
It complicates
How
things.
many of
but-
these have you done recently? Because like apparently the sheriff and the coroner and everybody's saying there's a lot of dead people here, and the news is saying that too. I mean, like in so many words. I had to Google obituaries and such, but there seems to be a lot of people dying here. Is that normal?
No, but neither is having a sizable inheritance to leave for anyone. That is not normal in these parts as well. So, no, I've personally not really been involved with most of it.
Thanks for.
sizable inheritance.
Yes, Miss Fana was extremely wealthy. She comes from a banking family, apparently. Even more strange of why she, I guess, a philanthropist of sorts. She's decided to use her wealth here. Interesting. But not do much
This
with
is the
it.
nicest lady that ever lived.
So
Jet,
Rich-
like
so
you mentioned,
Rich and sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying that she's a very busy woman. We should let her talk.
Yeah, if we can.
I'll let you know what has been offered comes with stipulations. First things first, she'll take out a box and just sort of shut it down and open it up. She has left you the home. And with the home, a very sizable payment to be used to make improvements and maintain it, and then from these numbers, more than enough to do whatever the hell you want afterwards. But
I
again,
think-
conditionally, says that you must maintain the home for 3 years. She emphasized cleaning it up, making it safe, a safe place for good people. She emphasizes keeping it warm, keeping it cleanliness, all of that. It'll probably make more sense to you, but it seems like she wants you to restore the home. Not in the sense that it needs to be an operating group home like it was before, but she's more interested in the integrity of the building itself. And if you're able to do that, you'll receive your payment, and that is that, I guess. You are also each left a gift. She kind of goes to the side of her desk and ruffles through some boxes and pulls things one by one. Oh, right. This for Zilla, she will slide you a very large, long wooden case, which you can open, and inside you will find a sword. Please let us know, what does this sword look like?
I'm not very good at describing swords. I imagine the hilt of the sword is like an onyx, like a very deep color, very like dark black with like a silver like emblem at the top. And I'm assuming this is the one she used to practice with.
You've not seen this before. This is
Okay,
brand
I was
new.
like,
This
I
looks
don't.
pristine.
Describing it
This
from
looks-
what?
No, this will be for mechanical terms. This is your artifact.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just like down the blade, some like etching, probably has some vaguely spiritual or like occultic, or like very like earth kind of symbology on it. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you see Hani sort of looks over at it. Okay. I guess that makes sense because you, she looks at Shahid, have received this, where she almost an equally large box hands to you, which will have. Please describe your bow.
Yeah, it's a gigantic, probably unstrung if it was kept in a case, dark wood bow with inlaid plant matter, like kind of carved into the bow itself in certain points and inlaid with some sort of material. Its shaft is wrapped in leather, and beside it is probably like a string and a couple arrows as well, because they usually would come with that.
Okay.
She, how does she? She just had this in her house.
These were delivered to my office with instructions, and I don't know who dropped it off. No one saw where it came from, how it got here. All the documents are binding legal documents. I even checked, and it's a lawyer from a neighboring town who signed off, notarized some of these. It's all legit.
Uh-huh.
She, your questions. Hopefully, you have more answers than I do, because I sure don't have them. At least concerning this, I'm just doing my job. I was also left as some to do this specifically. I don't know why me, but here we are. That leaves us to Thorn. What would Lenny's foci be?
I was thinking that it was like an amulet necklace she has. The chain is hefty, but it blends well with like her choice of jewelry color, which is normally silver, and it goes with everything that she normally wears. The amulet itself is like a very deep blue color, and it just seems that like from in the center of it, it reminds of like a really deep aquamarine eye is the best way to put it. It looks very similar to that. Not an actual eyeball, but just like in terms of color, it's very vibrant. And you kind of wonder what color or what gem that is, if it is a gem at all. And then there's intricate silver metal work around it. And to a level where it's like, man, like someone must have had a really fine hand with metal work to do something like that. And it's beautiful, but and it's very much her taste, but like it's just no one really knew that she liked jewelry like that either, or like anything like this. A specific taste as well. Yeah. This is wow. What is this? Like what?
Again, I was hoping you would have answers. I just know this was left for you. This was left for Blue, legal name. Double checked, and she hands you a small box, which you flip open. And
This isn't like a gun or anything, is it?
No. It's a tool. It's many tools in one, actually. The closest thing you can think of is like a Swiss Army knife type of contraption. But like if it was made in like medieval times, like it's mostly wood and not even sure what metals these are. But it's got all sorts of little like screw and little pliers and all sorts of like little things involved in this. Doesn't quite make sense, but just quickly just going through and pulling out a few of the things, like you figure it out in like instantly. You must have been the
Great.
favorite, or well, maybe it was you. Actually, Mr. Tomlin, and she hands you a small box, and you open it, and it's a torn piece of cloth, really old looking material. With, you can't even tell exactly what the design was because it's clearly something like almost like torn from like a tapestry or a tabard or standard or something. It is a deep red with greens. Again, it's possible to tell what this used to be as a full thing, but it's like it almost looks like just like a scrap of cloth if you didn't know any better. As soon as you pick it up, your dog immediately comes over and starts sniffing.
That was actually going to be my next move. Show it to Braxton. Hey, buddy, you think you can find where this or what this came from?
Yeah, he just sniffs it and sniffs it and sniffs it, and before he's finally sort of satisfied, or not satisfied, but you can see something moving behind, something going on in his head, something behind the eyes there.
Just you wait. We're gonna go look into it, okay? Just wait.
And yeah, you can sort of just instinctually, almost like it's big enough. You just almost like kind of wrap it around his neck, like a little bandana for him.
That's probably what I'd do with it. Like,
he goes, okay. Those you could just have. There's no stipulations for whatever that is. That's yours. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The keys are yours if you want to enter this contract and do what is necessary. I do have a counter offer though. That comes from a third party.
no,
Willing to.
no, we're not doing it. We're taking the place and we're gonna fix it.
Jet, okay.
We
Let's
don't
say
know
for a
what's going
second.
on. Okay,
Let's say for a second. Nefarious is going on, right? Don't you want to know all the details before you say no? You'll say
Yeah,
no
but
anyway.
she's gonna tell us the details. But I'm telling
need
her
you
right
people to
now,
say
you're
no.
not
You're
selling
welcome
the
to say no.
place.
I have to do my job. I have to say what the counter offer is. And I've looked into the legalities of it. It'll be complicated, but it's doable. If you are willing to, if you are not interested in the home, I do have paperwork that you can sign that a third party has offered to double the payment that each of you individually would have received in exchange for giving up your claim.
I told you.
who would that be? Like, who's given this offer? This third party.
They wish to remain anonymous.
Yeah, no.
Of course.
Fuck that. Fuck them. No, we're not doing it.
Let's at least think about this, all right? Like, how much money is that? Are you thinking ballparking it?
You would all be set, assuming you're remotely responsible with your doubled. You would be the 5 newest millionaires in Missouri.
Look, the difference between 100,000 there and a millionaire is pretty fine to me. I'm not. Does this predicate us on all of us saying yes?
Or do we
assuming
have to
yes.
say yes right now?
No. Take your time. Actually, I would suggest checking the place out before you agree to anything. It
Yeah.
needs some work. And I know none of you live around here anymore, and this would sort of be a very involved undertaking that would probably very much disrupt whatever lives you're living. And in the meantime, if it would be important to you, I can see if I can convince the third party to reveal themselves. So that would make you feel more comfortable.
Please.
And if there's any paperwork as to where these these items magically came from, that would be great, because it being left
there's
outside.
no delivery receipt, no anything. They were literally just neatly waiting at my office one day.
You guys have cameras out front or anything like that? Like,
Can you
just
tell us what Mai
No.
got?
I cannot, no.
If she never shows up.
Do you have a phone number for Mai?
Yeah. jot it down on the back of her business card and slide it to you. You didn't get that from me.
Of course not. This is... Okay.
All right. Well, this is fucking wild. This is not how I thought my day would go at all.
I mean, we can't pretend she wasn't a weird old lady. Like, I mean, she's our mom, but she's a weird old lady.
Weird old lady that had hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars and somehow wandered out into the wilderness and no one noticed.
Yeah, none of that is true. You know it's not true. All of you know that's not true.
Maybe if there's somewhere you guys can discuss this.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for whatever it is you do. And tell those people to go fuck themselves. We're not selling.
Jet's in a very precarious place right now. So.
Jet's up and out.
Thanks. Thank you very much. And then she's gonna leave. This is like the police station, right? Like that we're.
This is her office.
This is her office. Never mind.
Yeah, that's the law office, right?
Yeah. Where would you like to go? There's a couple options. There's the Sundown Bar. There's Carl's Cliffside Cafe, which that was around even when you were kids. There's a motel that you're probably all staying at because it's the only place to stay here. Or other options.
Want to go to Carl's, or do you want to go visit the place?
Let's. Jet, how you feeling?
It would be about the sun's gone down by now. It's early evening, but it is evening.
I think Jet takes out his flask, shakes it a little bit, turns it upside down. There's nothing in there. I'm feeling like I'm probably need a refill at some point, but I'm not gonna do it right now because we got business to take care of.
It's a step in the right direction, I guess.
So, how about this? Either we go to Carl's, get a bite to eat, we sit and we talk, or some of us can grab some food from Carl's and we all meet up at the place.
I should take a shower.
You should definitely take a shower.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to talk about stuff that I know, and I know Shahid knows.
What?
And Jet looks at Shahid.
Jet,
I know you
just...
know.
Man,
What?
you
What are you
can't just.
talking about?
You know that has to have something to do with this.
They're normies.
That's rude. You
Sorry,
should be
sorry.
careful.
What?
I don't give a fuck how drunk you are. You don't just slap that on some people going through their own shit right now.
Listen, we can't lie to them. You know what happened to them? I know you know now.
Okay. Look, all right. I don't know what this.
Normies.
We'll say, where would you like this conversation to happen then? Are we back to the motel and then meeting at
think
Jet's
so.
Carl's?
going back to the
Motel.
motel.
Like walking
Or
to
a
the
motel.
cars and everything like that.
We're just straight in the middle of the parking lot.
Yeah,
we're
middle of the
just
parking lot, just
normies.
I don't like being talked about like I'm not here. Like this is.
Okay, so we'll say the group goes to where they're staying, and then we'll reconvene at Carl's Cliffside Cafe. But before then, we will take our final break. Back in a few. Bye. We are back. We're meeting up at Carl's Cliffside Cafe, which is the oldest, not just restaurant, but business in town. This thing has been here forever. And like its namesake, it's one of the few businesses not on that sort of Main Street strip. One of the roads out of town leads up, immediately starts winding up into the hills. And nestled in one of those hills with a beautiful sort of scenic view that you can see out of the big back porch and back windows, with a nice river and forest going well below it, is this little cafe. While it has great scenery, the actual interior and building itself leaves much to be desired. It is a quite old wooden building that looks kind of dangerous and is barely clinging there. Very much built like an old diner. The inside is just all wood, and then just sort of a pale eggshell coloring on the countertops and bar stools. But they serve good food. They serve Ozark food, known for their squirrel soup, their biscuits and chocolate gravy, and their prices. Everyone goes here because they're cheap. Not only is this one of the oldest places, they haven't updated their prices in who knows when. So it's a great place to get affordable food. So everyone sort of goes here. And Carl does good work. Carl's quite old in his age, but he doesn't really do the cooking as much. Other people do that. He's usually just kind of pattering around, checking in on people and whatnot. So this would be a bit of slice of home. I'm not sure how often you guys would have left the home to go into town or whatnot, but it certainly was not out of the realm of possibility. Miss Fauna would have gladly given you some money to grab a bite at the cliffside cafe when the need struck. She seemed on good terms with Carl. That's what the place looks like inside. That's what Carl looks like. An old man, big grin, bald, scruffy beard, eyes sort of disappeared in the wrinkles and because of his cheeks when he smiles. Definitely a man who works where he can eat whenever he wants. He's got the build for it. Pretty slow on his feet, takes him a bit, but luckily the place isn't big, so he kind of get to and fro pretty easily. As you guys pop in, there's plenty of people here. It's kind of past dinner time, where now the old people have gotten their 4:30 dinner in, and now some of the younger people are finally eating. A table, one of the corner booths can fit all 5 of you. Sort of that awkward sort of roundabout thing where someone's going to get stuck in that terrible middle spot. But yeah, you're sat there, and the floor is yours. Actually, once you get in, Carl himself will sort of go over a look. So, it's been. How long has it been? Too long. That's how long. But hang on, let me see if I still got it. What would each of you order?
The biscuits and chocolate gravy definitely sounds like Letty personally, but
Amazing. And this place it has like that traditional Ozark food, but
Yeah.
also have a little bit of everything. Some of the migrants work here. They have this is the best place for Mexican food in town is also here, because he has an actual Mexican cook as well. It's sort of a catch-all diner type situation. So let your imaginations run wild if you need to.
if I
Just
can,
like,
if,
go ahead.
if I can just make an adjustment to it, then I feel like it's meant to be served where it's like over pooling on the biscuits, but she specifically orders it off to the side, like in like a ramekin cup or something like that. She's like, oh, let me just like drizzle it on at my own pace.
Fancy with my biscuits and chocolate gravy.
Yes, thank you. Is how she feels. So, yeah.
Who else?
Oh, just like I want a breakfast burrito. I want steak and eggs. Can I get just coffee? Just keep the coffee coming. Multi-grain toast, no butter. And I'll probably order more. And this is all on me. I got it.
As you can see, some people don't change.
What would everyone else order?
Blue's standard is shit on a shingle with 2 chicken tenders, apple juice, and coffee.
Oh, and that squirrel soup, because I ain't had that in the grip.
He would used to order probably a big old serving of chicken and dumplings and some hot sauce on the side.
Probably Zilla when she's training to end wars and playing combat, she probably tried to like order a balanced meal so she could be really strong. So probably a bunch of like what her poor child 13-year-old brain thought was like healthy, like a huge plate of scrambled eggs, like mushrooms and tomatoes and anything else that she could think that sounded like a vegetable to throw in there. She probably had to make them like all sorts of different concoctions. She probably, have a little bit of the biscuits and gravy if it was at breakfast time or something, like the chocolate gravy, or yeah, definitely chicken and dumplings. So those she probably kind of rotated through her whatever she decided was the healthiest option at the time.
Yeah, so Carl names these things. It's just like your last meal that you all had together before taking that final journey out of town, or your last meal here at least. He remembers every detail, even those of you that are ordering feasts. He's still got it. You could tell he waits and he's impressed with himself, and he waits for someone else to acknowledge how impressive that is.
Not bad.
You thought
Not
Carl
bad
was
at all.
slipping. Carl don't slip anyway.
Oh, Carl, strawberry milkshake too.
You thought I forgot. I did. Yeah, he starts shuffling back to the kitchen to put your orders in.
It's probably been a while since you and Lenny have had good food, huh, Zilla?
I would say
Oh, you city kids.
City kids, where have you been? Huh, Jet?
Yeah, Jet, you smell like the squirrel soup. What's going on with you?
I got a farm up in Sandusky, Ohio. Lost corn, wheat, got a few cows. Had a family.
Not coaching football or anything up there too?
Oh man, I was trying to have a peaceful life, and well, things changed.
Yeah.
that had a family.
Well, I mean, they still exist.
Okay. They're still alive?
Yeah, I got a daughter, and he pulls out a cell phone and starts flicking through pics of his daughter. He's like, she's a whole hell of a lot, but Anna's a good kid. And it's got pictures from like when she was a baby all the way up till like now where she's like 12, and he's just going through it. It's like, I got married right after, I got through college, and I had 3 kids, and that's Anna and Jamie. He's still around. I don't get to see him very much anymore. I'm not allowed to.
Is it because of all this?
It's more to it than that, but I don't feel like this is the place to talk about it.
Yeah.
And he looks over at Shahid again.
You gotta keep staring at me like you gotta stop staring at me like that.
We'll unpack that
Yeah.
soon. I want to learn a little bit more about Zilla and Lenny here. Famous Zilla?
Mm-hmm. Art, right?
Y'all ain't Googled her? Like, I keeps up with all y'all.
Blue is Google. Blue knows exactly what they're talking about right now. So
I mean, to be fair, so do I, but I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. Hold on. I like reach into a pocket and pull out a several times folded over advertisement for like one of your shows, and I hand it over. Can I get an autograph?
I knew somebody was gonna do it.
You want an autograph on this crumpled piece of paper in this crumpled little shack of a restaurant in this crumpled little town?
This is
Can only be
Carl's
us.
Cliffside Cafe.
It can
all
only
right?
be us that we can get away with this.
Sure.
so-
What is more deserving as far as art goes than my signature in this moment?
Yeah, make it out to your war buddy. If you can.
Sure, I'll see what I can do.
Lainey.
I'm an investigative reporter. I work with missing persons. I broadcast that on Axon Media podcast network.
And somehow they still ain't gave you a Pulitzer yet. They fucking up.
Telling me. But a lot of people know who I am, at least by voice at the very least. And got a lot of people found, or at least stuff moving.
Did a good job on that Thompson case, though. You messed up not interviewing the superintendent of the school. I'll tell you right now.
Oh, so you do pay attention. Are you just like messing around and pretending like you're not checking on us?
My therapist says that it's better for me to make conversation with people and ask what they're doing instead of just telling them what they're doing. It says that it's better to connect with people. So
Your therapist doesn't know us.
Yeah, like they don't know shit. I don't know, but like they don't know nothing about us.
Come on, Blue. You know what? I'd be insulted if you did know more about me than I did.
that's kind of what I wanted to bring up, since y'all have been kind of dancing around it out in the parking lot and the.
Yeah.
Oh shit! You don't need to talk, do you?
It's the talk. You'll keep. I'd lost track of you after Quantico, Shahid, and Jet. You've been kind of bebopping around a little bit.
I got a question on this, storyteller. I have been zeroed.
Mm-hmm.
How much is he actually able to find about me? Like outside of a picture here or there? Like,
I can do a roll real quick.
Yeah. Give me an intelligence investigation.
because ideally Jet has left all the way up till high school, college graduation when he was playing football. After that, he just disappears.
3 successes.
Yeah, so what says a little bit, because it's almost weirder that you are impossible to find. That's the clue, right? Because he knew you before. He knew all these aspirations you had, and you were going to do this and that. So yeah, he doesn't know what you've been up to, but that's the clue that it's weird. Like clearly you haven't been settled in one place or anything. Anything that would be normal and easy to find is not there. So that's all the information you'd have to work with, Blue.
So you say Sandusky, and you say you have a farm and everything, but like last time I checked, when you own a farm, you have to have a deed, land grants, all of that. Typically have a account at a co-op where you get grain and feed and all that type of stuff. And last time I caught wind of you, you were in Columbus, I think, if I was correct.
Maybe I just don't want to be found.
Explains a lot. I would love to have this talk you were talking about, Shahid, because I've got a couple of things that I've been looking into, but I feel like the ladies at the table here are far more interested in having Jet and you dropping the big K word in the middle of a medical examiner's office and talking about jobs and things, especially big old biker Shahid over here.
Soup's up.
Biker Shahid.
And Carl waddles over. Starts putting out some of the bowls. I've actually improved the recipe, if you could believe it. That's why I'm giving all of you a bowl. It's on me. Starts giving some squirrel soup out, as well as bringing out the rest of your food. almost forgot. And he just sort of reaches back and gives Shahid his chocolate milkshake or a strawberry milkshake.
Oh, you're the best. You're the best, Carl.
You need
You're the
anything
best.
at all,
Thank
anything
you,
at all.
Carl.
I'll be right over there. Eventually, he starts slowly making his way that way.
He's a sweet man. Anyway, yes. What's that about? And normies?
I don't like to use that word.
You're just not part of our fantasy football league.
Don't bullshit me.
They smarter than that, buddy. You know it.
Nice try though. Like you just kind of threw it out there and see if it's stuck, but no.
Look, this is the kind of stuff that y'all don't want to be involved in.
She looks around the table.
I got this one involved, and look at what it did to him. No offense.
You didn't do this. You don't get to take credit for it.
Well, maybe when you start taking responsibility, I'll stop taking credit.
Fucking responsibility. How dare you? I'm out here every day doing the good work.
The good work. You're drunk.
I'm not.
And you have abandoned everything you cared about.
I kill monsters.
When you say monsters, are you talking about like
Mobsters, you know?
Shahid, stop it. Stop. Oh, stop.
so like you're talking about like murderers,
Yeah, you're talking
rapists,
about serial killers,
cult leaders?
Who are you talking about?
And Jack gets in close. I'm talking about vampires, werewolves, fake creatures, like the shit that took Lim.
What?
Why the fuck would you involve him in something like this, huh?
Wait. What took Lim?
Some sort of fucking monster. I'm
You
still
don't know.
looking for it. I don't know which one it was. But all those creepy shits, things that go bump in the night, that hide under your beds and in your closets, that shit is real. It took my daughter.
Wait,
Oh.
what?
So that's why you only said 2 and you didn't mention the 3rd. Something terrible has to happen to someone to change their life like this.
When she had called me up, I had a lot of sympathy, you know?
No one believed me. Nobody did. Shahid believed me. Shahid was the one who knew. He knew.
I didn't realize it would turn you into this.
You cultivated this behavior?
No, I was cultivated.
So you looks at both of them hunt monsters.
I did. I don't do it anymore.
I
Not
do.
really.
I came straight from a thing.
By your caked in filth when you were rolling out that bathroom.
That motel that blew up? That you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Fuck's sake, Jet. You know what's shitty about all of this? None of you are reacting with shock or
I noticed.
Vampires don't exist.
I got 3 blanks that night. 3 of them.
Shit, Jeff, just calm down.
There are fish people in Lake Pontchartrain.
Excuse me?
I've been living in Metairie, outside of New Orleans. It's part of New Orleans for, well, this whole time. And I tried to stay normal. I tried to put everything behind me. Still think you should. Started noticing some things. disappearances, things around Mardi Gras, Halloween, Carnival, things like that. Zulu parade dancer missing here. Family of 3. So I started taking Pee-wee out and investigating the waters. And, there's some weird shit out there. I tell you what. I think it's fish people.
Z, you have been dead silent since this all started. And I don't know if any of it.
That's also her disposition, but you know.
I do, but. No. Still carrying on the sword trick.
Yeah, it's it's kind of mind-blowing that none of us, you know, theoretically know anything about monsters or fish people, and then we all get these really strange little artifacts with no explanation. It's like maybe all of us do know something.
They got you hunting alligators in the sewers and stuff up there?
They like to go by the name Godzilla. It's typically like more of the correct genre name. Thank you, though.
Something tells me you're more the demon kind, huh? Not just the dark, creepy crawlies, the ones that only lore tell about. Ancient books. Biblical horrors.
I haven't picked a type yet, I guess. But they're all pretty shitty.
Yeah, they are.
The Jet called me. And I have gotten the calls, Lenny. I've been meaning to get back to you about that case, but none of us thought that. I know why I didn't. I know I couldn't, but the rest of you, we all remember what happened that night. None of you called one another and said, "Hey, what's up?"
You don't want to live in a basement? Do you think I want to notice fish people in a lake where people party beside? Do you think I want to deal with this shit? No. As soon as I left Epiphany, I put it behind me. I went to therapy. I started talking to people. I fucking experienced life.
You surveillance it before, but then you experience it after.
I mean, no, it's just my therapist calls it voyeuristic tendencies, and that's fine. That's well and good. And we're working on it and everything like that. I'm pushing through it, but like, everything that happened there was not okay. You're not okay. Jet, Shahid, you're
I'm not pretending to be.
yeah, if you were, you're doing a terrible job of it. Man, you look like this shit on a shingle right now, if I'm gonna be pretty honest.
I'm not gonna be okay till I get the one that took my daughter.
That's movie shit, man. That's
This is not movie shit. This is real fucking life. Those fish people that you claim to see, they're real. They're there and they take people. And this place, all the fucked up shit that's happening here, I guarantee you is some supernatural bullshit that's happening.
Jet, calm down. Not everything supernatural's out to get you.
No, but these people dying.
You're right about
You think
that.
that's normal? You think what happened to Mama is normal?
has nothing to do
She
with
choked on a
this.
stick. You really want me to believe that? You want me to just swallow that and just go along with it? Like all of this shit is going to be okay.
I want you to swallow your words for a second and let other people in the room speak.
She's 90 years old, man. And from what the deputy was saying and everybody else is saying, she left the house. Why is she gonna leave the house to us with a bunch of money to fix it up and keep it warm and all that bullshit rules that she had?
Because she knew.
Fucking she knew.
something's not right here. Like there's like it's not a normal, hey, you all you kids, wonderful, here's my inherent. No, like, and these things like a necklace, a bow and arrow, like a sword? Really?
I mean, to be fair,
To be fair, what?
Xenai's kids were really. If I was gonna give one of us a toy, I'd give this one of these.
That's not the point. That's not.
Come
the point.
on,
Okay,
man.
like clearly, we need to get to at least the bottom of it. Even if we do not, whether we keep the mansion or don't, we need to find out. I don't think I can walk away with this thinking that she just choked on a stick. Like
She
I would
didn't.
prefer to like just get to the bottom of it, find out what happened, find out what the fuck we came from. Like none of that was normal.
You don't have to do that though. We can just set it aside, okay?
Really?
You don't have to, but I'm going to.
Blue, come on.
What? So you're okay with just walking away from this?
Look, Jet, you and I both know there's people who do this. We could leave it to one of those weird orgs. Sort of.
This is personal, man.
You think I don't know that? This has always been personal for me, okay?
So you can leave it to
big
somebody else.
adventure-
You know what those people are like. You've seen them work. They don't care. It is a job to them.
I was one of them.
Yeah, I know.
So
Leave it to the professionals.
No, not leave it to the fucking professionals. I mean that at some point this shit isn't worth your soul.
That's what I'm saying. We take the money and we split. Yeah, we all got our own life, right? You've got your
Well, looking-
podcast. Zilla's doing art gallery stuff. You're Sons of Anarchy right now, or Mayans, whatever you want to call it.
There's too many goddamn questions here. Like, if we split the money, fine. If there's nothing here, fine. But I would like to know what the fuck it is. I'm not going to pretend that like nothing is happening here. Now that we know monsters are real, right? I can't, especially all these dead people. Like there's so many in a small town like this. That's worrying.
People die, Lenny, and then people come up with excuses and other people ignore them. It's been the way of
Zilla.
the world for ages.
Zilla, you're not a coward. I know you are.
Well, they've all been talking. Can I see if anyone's paying attention to this very absurd conversation?
Please give me a
I'm sure
wits
it's been very
awareness.
loud.
Fucking doing the Lord's work over here, Zilla.
I'm not even good at wits and awareness. So this is bad.
It's about to offer you a blood surge, and I forgot you can't do that.
Can't surge. It's much harder to get back willpower in this game, right?
No,
Oh, it's not?
no.
Okay. I'm just gonna spend a willpower.
Okay. So you have 1 success out of 4 dice. See if you get more.
Crazy.
Oh, that's a crit. So that's 4.
Why
That's
can I
your
not
1
use it
turned
to
to
crit?
5 successes.
Wow. Wonderful.
A few things you've noticed while this conversation's been happening. As you're one who reads a room, who understands a crowd, you can tell some of the younger crowd has like split like quickly, like, oh shit, we got like there's something going on that they have to get to. You've noticed a few of them have like suddenly like, all right, hurry up, and kind of grab their stuff, like eat, shoving fries in their mouth out the door. A couple, like 2-3 tables of young adult crowd, we'll say, has done that. You've taken notice of that. And you also have taken notice of a singular individual who's at the actual bar top, who has certainly been listening. Though they're very good at, like, if not for your critical, you would not have noticed this. They're like keeping up a conversation. They're talking to the waitress, like, but it's what you notice is a certain words that people will say, some of the weirder stuff. And every time, like, so this person's like working, they have a newspaper, they're eating, they got a little pen and paper. Each time you guys say something weird, she immediately scribbles something down. So like, there's no physical hint of like, she's not like listening or whatever, but this person's good. They're multitasking, but it's too it's too consistent with her taking a note whenever there's something noteworthy that is said. And this is not someone, not a local you recognize. This person is sort of a shorter, almost bob cut, um, be a mixed ethnicity, maybe Southeast Asian with some Native American in there as well. You can tell though they're dressed plainly. Someone who takes very good care of themselves physically. Like this is a strong woman. And I'll even say with that tell, even though they have their jacket draped across their lap, you've noticed during one of the shifts, they have a sidearm. This is someone. This is cop, military, something.
I keep my voice low. No, Jet, I'm not a coward. And then I'm gonna scooch out of the seat, wherever I'm positioned. I'm gonna carry my very empty bowl of squirrel soup because I was slurping on it the entire time. And I'm gonna take it up to the counter. I'm gonna take it up to the counter right next to where that person is. And then I'm gonna like fumble it and drop it about where they were writing on their notepad.
Give me a wits, or give me a dex stealth. Two. So you want to try to spell this on the notepad?
I'm just trying to like drop the bowl onto it, so it like splashes it. I don't really care about really messing it up. I just want to be able to grab it.
Oh, so you're trying to grab it with this?
Yeah, just like when I pick it up, like obviously see what's on there.
I will let you know 2 is not enough.
Okay.
It's not something you're great at. You only have 4 dice, but you could reroll 2 of them. We've been rolling. Who knows? With a 3, you spill, telegraphing a little bit, as this person's clearly paying attention to your table, so you don't quite sneak up on her. Though you still catch her a bit unawares, but not enough to you spill. You do get it on. You're not able to do the full setup where you spill and are able to like take it, but you throw her off enough where you seem to have actively ruined her notes. Like you don't have her notes, but now she doesn't have her notes either.
Yeah.
That soup is thick. It's sloppy. It's it's completely ate through and it was all in the same sheet of paper. Like she didn't have like pages of notes yet. So yeah, in just one spill, you're able to sort of render her notes useless.
Z, are you okay?
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. Gosh, I overheard you guys talking about the new recipe. I thought and I just wanted to come over and say that I loved it. Wait, I'm so sorry. I hope I didn't mess up anything important.
No, I don't think so. Just doing some work here. See, he said. My name's Special Agent Renair.
Wow, lovely to meet you.
Can I help you with anything else, or you have questions for me?
I was just going to ask you, what brings you to this part of lovely Midwest?
A string of missing persons cases that seem to be solving themselves.
Wow, missing persons cases solving themselves. What will happen next in the true crime community? Wow. Well, I'm sure we'll be seeing you around. maybe get a listening device instead of a notepad next time.
That's good advice.
Push my bowl forward a little bit. And I'll walk out the door.
Okay. What's everyone else doing?
Jet is just like pulls out a wad of money and just drops it and then walks out the door.
Lenny's also going to like slowly like scoot out as well and pass after that, but also is gonna like look at past the FBI agent on the way out as well and just stare her down before following them out.
She meets each of her gaze as you leave.
Blue is going to stand up and just kind of like try to make, even though they are tall and gangly, try to make themselves seem small and not noticeable, and just kind of like give a wide berth to the agent, and is going to like clock like maybe like a photo on the wall.
Storyteller, I do have one question.
Mm-hmm.
Would this be a person that I've come across before?
No.
Okay. Then I don't hesitate. I'm just out after the money is thrown down. Keep the change, Carl.
Thanks, Carl.
Thanks, Carl.
It was good seeing you again. You guys gonna be sticking around for a little bit?
Jack probably dropped like $200 too. Like, is way more than what this is.
Yeah,
you see him, and it's like, oh, you left too much, and you see him slowly making his way to catch up to you.
It's all good. Thank you so
really
much. We'll
busy, got things to do with the property. So
Yeah,
good to see
we'll
you
be
again.
back.
We'll be
You
back.
never forgot about us. And he's wiping a little bit of a tear.
God, I love this man so much.
Well, we'll see you around. Okay.
I hope so. I sincerely do.
I grab my milkshake from the table and I reach out to give a big hug to Carl. And I'm going to take a closer look at this special agent. Would I recognize them?
You have enough. So you got the name, you got the face. You can you don't recognize them. You haven't met this person before, but you have enough where you might be able to use some of your contacts to look this person up. But it's no one who you've worked with before, no.
After I hug Carl, especially to make sure that he doesn't start running after Jet with change, I'm actually going to walk right up to her and going to put my half-drunk milkshake down. Special agent, you said?
Yes, Special Agent Renair.
What division?
Missing persons. I help the locals when things get a little too complicated for them.
I'd like to see if Naomi's lying.
Absolutely.
Renair is lying.
Yeah, give me a... This is a wits insight.
Here's hoping this works. 3 successes.
Obviously she's telling you just enough, but that information is true. You have a feeling like, okay, she is. You're looking for that hint of something. That's something like, all right. I mean, you know there's other divisions, right? Mm-hmm. You don't get that vibe initially from her. Not to saying it's not there, but either she's very good or she actually is just regular alphabet.
It's nice to meet you. I'm former, but well, I know a spook when I see one.
Oh,
you plan on staying in town for some time?
Until the work's done, yeah.
You need help unofficially. This is kind of my hometown. I write down my number on a napkin. Let me know.
Give me a charisma persuasion.
A role I'm not good at.
Or hang on, what do you have to work with here? Yeah, that's as good as it's gonna get for you. Okay.
That is as good as it. However, okay, I do have status within the FBI itself.
Ooh, that's true. I will take that. This will not be difficult at all. We'll essentially need a success for this because of your status. Nothing she knows right now, but upon taking your card and looking you up later, she might be like, oh, actually, this person's respectable. And you have 2 successes. So while she doesn't seem too convinced at the moment, you presented yourself in a good enough way, and you know when she actually looks you up, because of course she is. She can look everyone up, that she probably actually might talk to you about this.
Oh, and try the chocolate gravy on the biscuits. Promise you, it's not as weird as it seems.
It's a real thing you guys eat around here.
Ozark specialty. And I wander out myself.
That you could tell she was lying about. She's familiar. You could tell the way you kind of got a glance at the food she's eating and stuff. You would suspect she might be from around here too.
Good to know.
But with this, the group will gather outside of Carl's Cliffside Cafe.
Blue is immediately going to their car and is opening up the side passenger seat, and you might see them open up like a trunk or the glove department box, grabs like an attaché small like case, a pistol and things of that nature, and goes around to the trunk and puts it into like this side compartment thing in it immediately. And like it's looking visibly disturbed by the fact that there is more of a police presence here, of higher authority than just police around here. What the fuck?
I think outside.
Okay,
Yeah. No, go ahead.
No, well, I'm fine. It's, fucking mom's dead and we get opportunity to get everything. And at the same time, there's missing person cases. And then all of a sudden there's not one former FBI agent here in town, but there's a active FBI. Me and the police don't get along very well. I don't have a very good track record with law enforcement.
I might be able to help you with that. I know a guy. But we probably don't need to be here when we do this. Zilla, well fucking played. That was chef's kiss. Yeah. Thank you for paying attention. I'm sorry. I got a little hyped up. This is real for me. All of this is real.
Where else, please? Maybe the property
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
Something
Let's
No,
go.
not
Let's
be out
go.
in the open like this anymore.
Let's go home.
we might have some more unexpected guests there. If my general observations of the crowd in the restaurant and what they said about the house earlier. So
That's
might wanna
okay. I'll
take that.
introduce them to Marcia.
you might want to take that bag out of your trunk.
Good idea. And you're gonna see Blue grab the bag, kind of unzip it, put that attaché case in their pocket. It's like a small one, and then look at the gun, check the chamber, and then put it in a holster. That's an ankle holster type situation, or it's like a concealed holster. And it's gonna unzip the bag, and you see a small drone that has like a bunch of cameras and shit on it, with like a controller, and like pulls that out of the bag and moves it and puts it in the front seat, passenger seat. Let's go.
Are you all driving separate? You're taking one vehicle here?
We're all we drove separately, right? Like a lot of us. did.
Yeah, let's try.
Yeah.
We'd all drive separately probably to get there.
I think if
I will say
Janice
it's
sobered up enough, he
we
would.
can say that. It's been a little bit of time. It's getting into the evening now. These roads are pretty notorious. It's been a while. These old Ozark country roads. There's no lights. There's nothing like that. Incredibly windy, incredibly dangerous, but doable. But I'm just gonna let you know drive checks will be involved. Take that
Ah, that's
consideration.
fine. I
Decide if
got
you
it.
want to carpool or not.
If that is the case, then Blue's shaking up. So Blue's gonna can me and Pee Wee hitch a ride with somebody.
It's been a while since I've done a drive roll. What trait would you roll with that?
Depends. You typically dex drive, sometimes composure drive, sometimes wits drive.
I'd risk a composure drive. Let's see. I'm not scared at all. You're scared.
I think I'll drive with someone. I need to do some research actually on the way over, if that's possible.
I mean, I have no points in the drive, but I have 3 points in the dex. I feel confident.
That sounds right on character.
I had planned to have like a rental vehicle that I had driven down, like a large SUV, like with
Sure.
four-wheel drive type of thing.
Mhm.
So we could fit all of us in there. I have 3 in dex and a dot in drive.
Is that your Denali?
It's not mine. It's a rental.
Perfect. Even better. And Blue's just gonna immediately get in the passenger seat.
Oh
And,
God,
like,
I
pull out,
thought you
like,
were
a
about to say the driver's seat.
No. And like
So is everyone hopping in with Zilla, or Jet and Shahid
Yeah.
also driving?
I'm gonna hop in with Zilla.
I think Jet's gonna drive. He needs to be ready for whatever happens here.
Okay.
He's gonna risk it. All my stuff's on this bike.
Do I get an extra die for having like a big truck?
We'll see. Who's leading the way?
Oh, Jet.
I will.
Jet feels super confident.
oh my God.
Unless someone gets in front of Jet, Jet's
I
gonna
will.
try
So
to lead.
purposely, he can't drive off in front of us too quickly.
Can
Perfect.
control the pace a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pull up the back then.
Zilla, please give me a dex drive. One success. It is a 10 though.
Nope.
Oh, willpower equal none. So one success total. Which means the rest of the caravan also make a dex drive for me, please.
Hey.
Jet and then Shahid.
Son of a bitch.
We're going with Dex, or are we going with Composure?
This is a dex for this particular instance.
Yay. 1 die.
Oh God.
Hey, that's a success. Hey.
I got the best
4
possible
die,
roll there.
1 die. Doesn't really matter.
So, driving up these roads, you do not see it in time. So, as you turn a corner and there's some sort of animals that were crossing the road, you slam on the brakes. You manage not to hit any, but you do go off the road and clip a tree pretty good.
Jesus.
Jet is able to see this and react in time to swerve and miss you and the creatures and stay on the road and go off-road a little bit but not hitting anything. Shahid is not able, as Jet just disappears on one side. You just come up behind Zilla, hitting their vehicle.
Oh my Jesus.
I will need 1 superficial damage for everyone but Jet.
Oh my God. Brutal.
I mean, I'm relatively unarmored and out on a bike. Should I get more than 1?
Oh, you're on a bike.
On a
I
motorcycle.
completely forgot you were on a bike.
If I hit that hard.
It's nice knowing Shahid. He's a really good character, Norden.
I was only ever booked for the 1 episode. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah. Only afford him for 1. Give me a stamina athletics.
Sure.
Oh my God. How exciting.
See how good you are at falling off a bike.
I'm gonna re-roll some of that with willpower. I'm sorry. Nope.
2 successes total. The number I had in my head was 4. Or you also have superficial. We're gonna say the total you take after this is 3 superficial damage total. So you bail. You just have to bail. You know you can't hit, but you know how to bail, and you do bail. You get some pretty bad road rash, but you're alive. You're up. You're not impaired. But you took a rough tumble. The motorcycle goes colliding into the back of their vehicle.
Fuck.
Jet, you just kind of glancing
I pull
around.
over. I'm waiting for like. Yeah, Jet is like having a moment now. It's like more people are dying. More of my friends. Fuck.
Everyone, give me a wits awareness.
Yeah, you can tell that Blue covered the drone and took
Yeah, smashed his head on the dash.
Yeah,
but protected the drone.
Yeah, I gotta protect you.
Look, I just got out from a bad roll. I'm not seeing nothing.
3 from Zilla, 1 Shahid. So with all this going on, Zilla and Lenny glancing around, you check, everyone's fine. You guys got some whiplash. You saw Shahid take a tumble. Hopefully he's okay. You can see Jet's truck park a little bit ahead. You see his lights pouring down the rest of the road. And looking through there, you can kind of see now where it was goats, like goats being herded across the road. And you two can for sure see, as you're sort of looking, you look by, you see the rest of them, like they just keep, they move, they pass, they're off the road, they're fine. You do see one of them stand and look at you for just a moment before continuing on.
Like
One of the goats,
Yes,
like, stands up on its hind legs.
it does. For just a moment to look back to see what the fuck happened before it steps into the tree line.
What the fiddly fuck?
What the hell was that? Oh.
Yeah, Jet goes running over to Shahid since Shahid's the one who took, from what Jet can tell, the biggest tumble.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you knew how to drive that thing, man.
I do know how to drive that thing. I'm also. See, why are you
Can I
stalling?
pick you up? Are you?
Oh yeah, sure.
see what the shit?
Are you okay?
You drive all your rentals like this?
Hey, it's a rental.
Only the GMCs. I don't know what to tell you.
This is my fault for putting
Jet-
the Denali on it.
It really is. Jet's never gonna let.
No,
He's gonna
not.
be such an asshole about this all the rest of the night. He drank for 10 years, and then he can drive this hill better than me.
Yeah, that's Jet for you. Yeah, Pee-wee's a-
And
though.
Jet's just like running around to people like, y'all okay? Y'all good? Like,
Yeah, we're good as we can be because Z and then
shit, man.
Jesus Christ.
Look,
Pee-wee's
just
not
knocking-
damaged at all. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, the car's still operable. It's, I mean, good thing you got the insurance for sure. It's up to you. You can make it the rest of the way. The bike's gone. The truck's fine.
Jet is going to try to put the bike into the truck bed. I don't want to just sacrifice it. And I also don't want to deal with police.
Yeah, it's with some effort and some help, you get the bike in the back of the truck.
That full strength, baby.
I take out like all of my personal items and shove them into the back of the rental.
Z,
Okay.
you
Don't
want me
take
to-
this. Yeah.
No,
What?
sorry. I was just gonna offer to drive for Z. I just, in case you're a little banged up or anything. Not.
No matter who's
Ooh.
driving, I'm gonna go into that car. I pointed Jets.
That's a wise decision.
Hey, you know what? I
think there's room back by the bike back there. In the
I
back of the truck.
got back seats. I got a big truck. This is the big one. I got that F-150 Lightning, baby. Hybrid.
150.
I'm gonna be honest. That bed is also looking very good right now.
see Blue make themselves smaller in this seat. Just be like, never mind.
Okay, so she could hop in the truck with Jet. And are you continuing on?
Yeah.
This time with Jet taking the lead because the lights aren't quite working on the Denali, so you're gonna have to stick close and follow him.
Fantastic.
But you make it. It's a bit of a drive. It's not like right outside town. Like you're on a journey for a little bit, a little over an hour. Right at the
there's
edge
plenty
of
of time for a hybrid.
the county line. Before eventually you see that familiar that bent tree that marks where usually there was a big stone sort of sign marking the home. Just a couple of the rocks left from where that used to be. Nothing now designating where this is the road you turn up to go up the cliff to the Epiphany home. But there's that bent tree. These are found throughout the Ozarks. The natives will sort of mark important areas by tethering saplings to the ground. The ropes would eventually rot away, but the tree would already grow with that bend in it. And that's sort of your recognizing landmark. There's a massive bent tree at the pointing to the road to go up. And you do so.
I think Jet would pause there for a second just to kind of like center himself.
Absolutely.
Look over Shahid. You ready for this?
The house, man.
It's more than that.
Look, you only learned about this stuff recently. I lost my parents to this shit. And then I got indoctrinated. And now this. Jay, you haven't even seen the half of it. So that house could not possibly scare me.
Have you been to therapy? And Jet just keeps driving.
Yes.
That question, because while we were driving up, I wanted to look into missing persons in this area on my phone, if possible.
That would be difficult to do in the car because the service is not.
I had a feeling this
Is not created equal. Though we have the infrastructure to do so, it's not worth the company's monies to give fair Wi-Fi and service to all the people. So these are some of the forgotten peoples, and not too far outside of town, you lose that service.
When we get to the bent tree and like Jet truck stops, I'm gonna roll down the window, and I'm going to have that small laptop open. And you're going to see Blue pull out a pair of what looks like a VR headset that has been rigged up with some extra accoutrement on it, and is going to roll down the window and let Pee-wee out of the window. And I kind of want Pee-wee to kind of give a overhead, kind of. And before like Blue puts the goggles on, Blue's gonna like, let's see something cool.
Yeah.
And just like sit in the passenger seat with the laptop and just full on just like cyberpunk in the chair. Just
Jack,
That motherfucker then built Cerebro.
going in.
I'd take a picture of this
absolutely, yeah. Once he's fully
and
leaned
like
back,
a picture as he like lets it go like a butterfly and then
Mhm.
lays back, and it'll be pertinent here in a second.
And like you'll hear Blue muttering to themselves, being like, "Okay, that's a good boy. All right, here we go. Over that tree."
So we see this from Pee-wee, the aerial drone's vantage point. As the cars are moving up this hill, we see the Epiphany home, which is a massive stone, practically a castle. Though not quite, though there is one tower on one of the wings. Built right up to the edge of the cliff, where all windows on that side, just giving a spectacular view of just the rolling hills beyond. You see a lot of the landmarks that you recognize on the way up, but the place is clearly in disrepair. A lot of the windows are gone. Some of the walls are crumbling a bit. The driveway is in terrible condition. And there's trash everywhere. and including right now, you can see quite a large party is happening. You see, once you get closer, you see tons of cars just parked wherever, all over the lawn, coming up to the actual mansion. You can see a lot of people are just using their car lights to sort of illuminate different areas. You can see they've definitely rigged up some sort of lighting inside. I'm assuming, do you have audio and visual on this? You can hear music, like they have a live band, someone blaring some just thumping music from inside the house that's rattling what's left of some of the windows. You can even see from your aerial view like little pairs of people sort of run off here and there to get some privacy in the woods and whatnot. You know, there's some natural springs nearby that used to be a popular spot for that you can see still is apparently. And then sort of lowering a little bit, you can see most of the people are inside. You see this massive hearth that sort of dominated the living room of this place is lit again. And you can see someone sort of holding court. You can see a very handsome, masculine presenting individual. Thick eyebrows, ruffled blonde hair, just wearing like an open shirt, tight pants, sitting on some sort of makeshift throne-like recliner that he's propped up like with dangerously close to the fire, really. Just leading sort of a chant as people are just dancing and partying, and it's a rager, it's a banger. The look of it, it skews a little older. This isn't necessarily a high school party. This is more like a young adult situation, though they're certainly partying like high schoolers.
You hear Blue coming up being like, dirty birdies, they're having a fucking rager.
What?
Oh yeah, it's a total kickback going on in there. They've probably got kegs, there's a band going on, there's
a party with. Oh, is that where all the kids are going from the?
I wouldn't say just kids. Like there seems to be some dude that's kind of leading the festivities.
Also, Lenny, don't say, is that what those kids are doing ever? Because otherwise you're going to get mocked.
I will lean into this as hard as I can. It's okay. I know my age. But yeah, they were like they're. I mean,
I'm still young. No, I'm not.
Let me just like
You can also see one of the cars is leaving. You kind of got a sense, Blue, that one car was turned away. Getting a quick look inside what you can. It looks like these probably were teenagers that actively got kicked out for trying to show up. There's a bit of a fight about it. Not like a physical fight, but they were shouted down and they're turning tail. And you're going to be you essentially just getting ready to pass them heading up as they're heading down.
We got some kids coming down. Yeah, no, this is a college party. If there was a college around here,
I'm gonna wave that car down.
Yeah,
before it goes past.
I'm gonna kind of limp slightly and join Zilla.
Yeah, so you pull over the truck and car, and you guys can kind of lean out. The car sort of pulls between the two of you.
Jed is holding on to the steering wheel for dear life because they are fucked up his home, and he is pissed.
I stepped out of the car. I've totally stepped out of the car.
Yeah, you could see a teenager, African American girl, sort of hair and buns. She's looking out and she's looking back and forth. She's like, "You both flagged me down, but like you're in two different cars. Who's trying to talk to me?"
I get out of the car. We're cops.
Oh my god.
She gets in and she steps on it. Unless you want to do something.
Like, what were you trying to do? Did you think that was gonna work?
I don't know, man. You realize I just had my head rung like a bell, right?
Z and Lenny just hear Blue go, "Cops? Where? I don't see any cops."
Zilla?
No.
Well, before she peels out, I'd be like, he's fucking with you. Obviously, that would be a really fucking weird thing to say.
Obviously.
the dude
She
that,
looks
like,
out again.
Yeah.
Old as fuck, I don't know.
Yeah. Old as fuck, drunk as fuck, same shit. You'll understand here soon. What I'm trying to find out is, the dude that like sits around running this whole party, the guy that got you kicked out, what's his name? I think my sister dated him in like high school, and I really wanted to like make a big scene out of it. So what was his name again?
Wait, in high school? How old's that dude?
Connor, Calvin,
No, Alex.
Alex. I knew it was the beginning of Alpha. Alex. Is he a Watkins? Steinich? No, that's
that you're talking about Jacobs, right?
I don't know,
Maybe
man.
it's
He's from out of town. He rolls up. He apparently like throws killer fucking parties. We fucking bought drugs from Donnie's cousin just to use at this party, and now we're getting turned away. We're gonna have to fucking do them outside.
And Donnie's last name is. This time I do it with a big old grin.
Yeah, you see, she looks over, to
Drink
a
lots of water.
dude in the passenger seat who just looks at you. Who's asking?
Well, what do you have?
Donnie's cousin still dealing?
Yeah, he's still. I mean, what? Who are you guys?
We live here.
What?
This
We're
is
just
our
here
house.
to party like we live here.
Oh, so you could kick them. You
Thanks.
could make them let us in then. Are you not here to party?
Yeah, all night, all day.
Your
'Cause
car's
we're-
fucked up, lady.
Yeah, this dumbass ran into it. That's why he's acting like this. I'm telling you. Don't do drugs and drive, okay? Just make sure you're done driving.
We're not. We drove here to do drugs. Now we can't fucking do them. It sucks. There's nothing to do in this
How are you
stupid
gonna
fucking
get-
town.
How are you gonna get back?
They sleep it off here.
Yeah.
Obviously.
We're super good at this. We know what we're doing.
Exactly.
All right.
You're
you don't
talking to
even-
us like they
roll
talk
their
to us. We're not
eyes.
kids, okay?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not kids. Come on, look. You don't even want to come to this lame ass party, anyways. What you
Yeah,
want
why
to
would you
do?
that?
You want to go to Shadow Lake, okay? They got plenty of fucking places out there. It's really cool. Get
Plenty
some
of
of the rest
places
of
to
your
do drugs.
friends. Go make out a little bit. It's fine. Shadow Lake, it's pretty at this
You
time.
could
of night,
fuck with
okay?
the tourists at Shadow Lake, I guess. We always fucking do that, though, when the people in back says, well, we're going to have to do it again. Except this time we're going to do it on fucking drugs, I guess.
Yo, okay. I don't know what's.
I roll
What you
rich.
gotta do is you gotta take some planks, nail it to the tree, attach a rope to that big old branch up top, and you go swinging into the lake.
Man, you're old as fuck, dude. You want to stick in a hoop to go with that, too? Talking about planks and boards and shit. All right. Hey, those guys, if this is your place, they're not treating it very well. And if you are cops, if you're not cops, I say you call the cops on them. And then one of the people looks, goes, yo. She's like, I don't fucking care. I don't care. It pissed me off. They're rude as fuck.
I like them. They're cool. Anyway, like.
And while y'all
Like
are at
kids.
this, Jet is like flicking through his phone. It's like, I know I got it. I fucking know I got it. And he turns up the radio on his car real loud.
Oh no.
And then it's just sirens. Just
For fucking sake.
Yeah.
Did you just-
and
Ow,
you see Jet get out of the car, and he's got one of those fucking loudspeakers, and he's like, all right, kids, it's time to get the fuck up out of here. If I catch you, you're getting arrested. Let's fucking go.
Surprise, we're actually cops.
Yeah, the one person like, I told you they were cops. And she's like, these are weird fucking cops.
Just go. Just drive down the road and get lost, please.
All right.
But look at Zilla. Should I pull my gun out? Am I supposed to over cops? No? Okay.
Yeah. And she drives off.
Jet has zip ties in his hand. He
Oh
has
my
no.
God.
What are you doing?
Just a shitload of zip ties. He has no idea what he's doing right now. He's just
So-
angry.
Yeah, you do this, get the siren sound going, you start pulling up, loudspeaker. No one's leaving. You expect people to be fucking scattering and shit. Nothing. Party's uninterrupted.
All right. Jet goes back in the car, hits a button under the bike as he scooches over. Compartment opens up, pulls out Marsha, closes it. All right. Anybody else helping? Because it looks like we might have to crack some heads.
Those are young adults. Calm down. Like, let's just like talk to
This is my house, so
Alex.
I technically
Hey,
I can defend
just
my
talk to
house how I
Alex.
want to. This is
He's just
breaking
gonna,
and
like, walk
entering.
past him, and she's like, "Let's just talk to this Alex dude."
This
Like,
is
what's the
breaking
big
and
deal?
entering.
Jet, this is fucking Missouri. It's not the Alamo, okay? Calm down.
Yeah, and on top of that, it's an abandoned.
It's the Midwest.
house.
I've lived in Ohio
She's just
for
gonna keep
years
on
now.
walking,
If
like,
they're on
"That's
your
great.
property,
yeah. Keep talking. We still need
business
to
is
talk to the guy."
business.
Yeah,
All
whatever.
right. You
And
guys start heading in.
Should I stay
Oh,
with
yeah.
the car and the drone, or should I bring
Blue,
the drone in?
Come on.
Come on,
Okay.
Blue.
Okay.
I closed the car, set the alarm. All right.
All right. You
It's been a
fucking.
while since I had to fight kids. I fought vampires.
I'm
We're
gonna-
not,
kids.
we're not fighting
Another
kids.
story.
I'm gonna pull out a fucking mag light to kind of help support, like the fucking mag
Yeah,
light.
yeah.
I'll put Pee Wee back in the car and then everything, and I'll fucking pull out a mag light.
Yeah, you guys walk in like a bunch of fucking narcs. I need everyone to give me a willpower check, please. So roll
my God.
however
Okay.
those of you new to this.
Okay.
Here's a question.
Mhm.
Ooh,
I
also
have
a
this
question.
edge called thwart the unnatural. So if it's something supernatural going on, instead of doing a test, if there is a test, I can just spend a willpower to ignore it. So that's something I can do here?
So let's roll, and if you pass, you get to save a willpower. If you fail, then I will let you do that.
Understood.
I also had a question.
Yes.
With the foci that I have, like, sense the unnatural, like, would that be something that goes off if something odd is happening?
No, that's something you have to actively do. Like there's
I
a
have to
test.
actively do
Yeah,
that.
there's a test
Okay.
to do that.
Yeah, I'll just roll willpower. It's fine.
Oh yeah, and Braxton's with me, and Braxton, sort of sharing my emotions right now, and is looking pretty fucking pissed.
Okay. So we got 2 for Blue, 2 for Shahid, 4 for
and
Lenny.
My willpower. Let's see. Come on, open my page.
I don't have any willpower left.
You get to roll
Oh.
1 dice, which I'm just gonna let you know. Don't really need to bother.
Roll it just for fun. Let's see what's a
It's just a fun season. See what happens.
Ooh, that was a 1.
There you go. Get the bad ones out of the way.
That's why I lost all my willpower.
Okay, so walking in, fucking bat in hand, mag light, looking like a bunch of cops, just trying to like completely kill the vibe of this party. People aren't paying that much attention. Like usually people be scattering for something like this. People don't seem to really give a fuck. And like, why would they? The music's good, the booze is flowing, the vibes are immaculate.
In that case, if no one's paying attention to Jet and he's not getting attention, that's when ass kicking mode goes on. There's a dog by me.
You
and
don't
not
feel
looking at
like
the dog
doing
and
that.
not looking
You
at
feel
me.
like fucking dancing. You feel like fucking vibing right now. You're here. You're part of the party. You're home. Celebrate. Shahid, you may do your edge test if you would like, as you have failed your willpower.
You
or you
motherfucker.
can spend a willpower.
Yep. I just
So
ignored.
yeah, Shahid sort of Jet, fucking goes in there just fucking ready, and then just starts kind of bobbing his head, and he's like, he starts to take that aggression, and you get in. You can see some other people fucking thrashing some of the music. You're like, yeah, let's fucking go. And they're like, let's fucking go. And you get in there, and you're just fucking punch dancing with some of these bros, in the middle of the room. Zilla, you even kind of catch yourself just sort of just swaying along a little bit. There's something, it's not just noise. There's something, there's definitely an artistic integrity to what they're playing here that you're very much vibing out to. Blue just awkwardly, sort of gangly, started getting into it as well. Just sort of.
I think Blue came in with the flashlight and goes, "If you don't own this land or you're not fucking somebody." Are they doing keg stands?
Yes.
Oh God!
Immediately find your way to a keg stand. Lenny, you are just watching this fucking happen. You see Shahid sort of nod a little bit, and then sort of like catch himself
What the fuck is going on?
as the other 3 just join the party.
This isn't normal.
No, this is not normal. This is something different.
Fuck. Is this like a siren or something like that?
Could be. There's any number of things that can fuck with people's minds.
And we will have to find out what that is next time. That's where we will end this episode. Amazing. This has been our first step of Hunter the Reckoning. Very excited. We got to do some great things here. We're gonna do an after show. We're gonna talk about some of these things. So those of you who want to hear more about these characters and this colorful crew, stick around for that. Otherwise, let's go around, say who you are, where people can find you, what's up with you. Same order, starting with our person playing Shahid.
I don't have a name. I'm eternal. No, my name is Nordine Ali Kadir. I'm also known as Werewolf Feels on the interwebs. I'm a game designer, writer, cultural consultant, sensitivity consultant, and also I play them sometimes, both on my own Twitch channel and just in general, tabletop and otherwise. You can check me out at Werewolf Feels all over the interwebs. It's the same thing everywhere because I am one thing and it is consistently a dork. And of course, you can catch me here next time for more Hunter the Reckoning.
Amazing. Who is playing Zilla?
Tis I, Manny Mrose. I played Zilla tonight. You can find me on Table Goth's channel. We do some tutorials. We play some tabletop games. My characters are usually really, really nice, so this is a huge deviation from those before. But yeah, that's where you find me.
Who's playing Jet?
Hi, I'm Prince, also known as Dimples and Dice around the internet. I do TTRPG stuff and things. I perform, I stream, I produce. You can find me doing that over on my channel, twitch.tv/Dimples and Dice. You can follow me on Twitter for all of the other things I'm up to as well. And if you want to see me be a storyteller for Vampire the Masquerade, do go check me out over on Sister Station, Rolling D's 20s. I am the storyteller for Vampire the Masquerade Philly by Night over there, 9 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays. It is a hot mess of wonderful vampires and nothing bad ever happens.
Oh, that's
ever.
A fucking lie. It's a mess. Lots of bad shit.
You know.
Speaking of, who's playing Lenny?
Hi. Wait, speaking of like hot messes, like
You
Anyway.
decide.
Whatever. Hi, everyone. My name is Shadi Smith Edwards. That is who plays Lenny. You can find me on the Lovely Craftians podcast, a Call of Cthulhu actual play. We're on season 4. So check us out. Things are getting really heated and very intense as we round our finale. You can find me on Twitter at Shadi Andy Edwards. If you follow that, you can see my card where you can find all links connected to me. Eventually, I'll have the same name everywhere, but until I figure out what that name is, that's how you can get in touch with everything. Yeah, it's been a pleasure. This was fucking awesome. So on to the next.
You know what else is fucking awesome? Who is playing Blue?
I'm playing Blue. Hi, my name is Wes Franks. You can find me on Twitter at ThirstTrapMoth, where you'll see a bunch of random thoughts, a bunch of bad ideas, and the stuff that I'm doing. If you like TTRPG streams, or you like video game streams or interviews or anything like that, check us out over at Carrying Comfort Studios, where we've got a bunch of stuff going on. It's on Twitch. We're on YouTube, where you can see all of our fantastic shows like Camp Half-Blood, Crack the Sky Alpha, Iron City by Night, if you like Vampire the Masquerade. We experimented with a little bit of vampire over there ourselves. But yeah, and also you can see 2 of these cast members that are here with us right now, if I'm knowing what time this is coming out, in Fables Once and Future. It is a actual play that uses the Urban Shadows system that is set in the Fables comic and video game universe. So check that out. It should be a good time. Come hang out.
And then there's me. I'm Bully. If you're watching this, you found me and my stuff. So continue consuming those things. Specifically, if this is out, this means me and Mandy are on YouTube talking about this new wonderful game. If you want to learn how to play it, our thoughts about it, stuff like that, check that out. We're experts now. Otherwise, we got stuff to talk about. I'm excited to talk about it, get into it. That's it for this episode. And again, please support us. We got goals by now that hopefully is all out there and whatnot. Support this cast and crew. They are doing awesome work, and I have put mysteries upon mysteries upon mysteries on them, and they're not going to figure it all out in time. So if you want all of your burning questions answered, got to keep the show going, which we very much would appreciate. Otherwise, that's it for this episode. We will see you next time.